go so I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me. And I can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
It's going to be a good one today. Oh, look how we start off the show. FT Live coming at you.
Yeah, we start with only superstars. We don't start at the bottom.
That's how you do it.
I like the color of that new hat, by the way. Pete Alonso joining us from the New York Mets. We're at Mets camp today. How you doing, Pete?
Great. Yeah, just got off the field taking BP and some ground balls, but I feel great.
That's rude. That's rude, AJ.
Dude, he's like soaking wet. He came over and I was like, damn.
That's fine. Hey, we work hard. Work hard in spring.
So listen, do you know what I saw today? First thing I saw, Carlos Mendoza, their manager, hitting cutoff and relay fungos, and these dudes were getting after it.
Yeah.
Like after it.
Yeah. I mean, Mendy's, so I didn't know this, but he used to be an infield coordinator. He's actually really sick with the fungo. Throws great BP as well. But he's in it. He's full hands on. I love that.
And goatee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little change of pace, but I mean,
I don't like the goatee. I don't like the goatee.
Well,
he doesn't look as handsome with it.
Hey, agree to disagree. I think he looks sick. He looks awesome
Yeah,
with it.
but he does throw a good BP. Are you going to allow him to be your BP pitcher? Like, is this something that you're – because you don't got to suck up for playing time. That you're decent on that.
Hey, I just go out there whenever they tell me to hit. If they say I'm in Group 1 or Group 2, that's where I hit. So whoever's throwing,
you'll hit anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, by the way, so the Yankees are – no, Scott, the Yankees are here today, right? So Aaron Boone was out on the field, and I think it's the first time he's probably seen Mendy since, the hire, he's hired in a Mets uniform. And I went up to him, and I was like, hey, Booney, what do you think? And he's just like, we're not allowed, we're not allowed to do it. And they're not. So Mendy, he's anti-Yankee now. He's got the goatee, and, he's kind of rubbing it in Booney's face a little bit today.
You should thank him, though, Pete. You know what Aaron Boone said last year when he got the job officially, how he's the most well-trained guy who's ever not been officially a manager because Booney got kicked out like 1 billion times last year. So Mendoza got to manage like a quarter of the games, right?
Hey, no comment on that. But being with Mendy so far in camp, it's been awesome. I mean, he runs a tight ship. He expects a lot out of the guys. Doesn't matter the pecking order where you're at on the totem pole. He expects excellence, and that's what you want from a leader. That's what you want from your skipper, and he's been great so far. I mean, it's been really great having him manage these games, but I'm really excited to see how we progress through the rest of spring training and get to the beginning parts of the season. So it's definitely something I'm really looking forward to. It's been a great experience playing under him so far.
All right, the little bit that you've known him, he's kind of, he's quiet, but he's a confident leader. The way I would talk about him, he's not loud and boisterous. I'm going to set the over-under at 30 games. Is he thrown out before 30 games or after 30 games? When's his first ejection?
I don't know. That's a good. I don't know. I mean, it depends on. I mean, anything can happen in baseball. It could happen opening day, or it could happen never. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about baseball. So, I don't know. But I'd be interested to see that side if that were to come out. But hopefully everything goes accordingly, and it's status quo, and no one gets tossed from any games.
Okay, let's get to the real questions now. Enough about your manager. Let's talk about you for a second here. Have they approached you, and when are you signing this extension? Because you're an orange and blue guy, Florida, and now the Mets. So you can't leave the orange and blue. You have to stay in it. I mean, everything in your house at this point has to be orange and blue.
Well, I've had the same wardrobe since I signed my national letter of intent in high school, which was 2012. So yeah, I've had the same wardrobe for a while, but honestly, I love this city. I love playing as a Met. I love being a Met. And this team, it's the personality of the guys in the clubhouse, the staff and the coaches. It's just been, I mean, for me, this is family and this is home. So, I mean, I'm just sitting back and listening, and I just want to be the best I can be for hopefully 162 plus. And I'd love to help make this. I'd love to help this team get to the playoffs. Just play my part, have the best 4 at bats I can every single day, or 4 or 5 at bats. Catch the ball, throw the ball, run the bases well, and be a good teammate. I just want to help this team get to the playoffs, and then play as hard as I can. And obviously, whoever we're facing, survive and advance in October. But I just want to be the best I can be every day. And I mean, it's an honor and a blessing. It's a blessing to be here, and it's been, I've had my best memories here as a Met in my entire career. So it's been, I mean, not just like pro side, college, little league, high school, like all my baseball memories, like my best ones have been here as a New York Met. And it's a really special place to my family and I.
We always talk about pending free agents, dudes that are like their free agent year. Like, there's a little more motivation too in that free agent year. I know you're going to give
He's going to hit 50 this year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you sit there and you go, okay, maybe there's more pressure? Or do you sit there and go, hey, you know what? I haven't been a selfish player my entire career. Maybe this is a year that I need to be selfish so that I can put the best foot forward.
Well, I think that's the wrong word. I think for me, I just need to honestly just play my part. That's really it. Play my part, play my role within the team. Because every guy, no matter where you are on the roster, like everyone needs to do their own role well in order for the group to succeed. And for me, like my role is to play the best first base I possibly can, impact the game the best I can at the plate and on the bases, and be a great teammate. Those are my only responsibilities, and I want to help impact the game in a positive way, and have a positive impact on my teammates, and just create and foster great relationships with people in the clubhouse and the staff. Like, I just want to continue to be who I am as a player, and not really try and be anything more or less than I am. I just want to be myself and impact the game whenever I can in a positive way.
Has anybody ever said to you you're a bad teammate?
No.
I can't imagine anybody. Maybe Francisco has, who just walked in. By the way, he might have said you're a bad teammate because you're taking his time right now, but I can't imagine anybody has ever said Pete Alonso is a bad teammate.
No one's ever told me that, no.
Even Bader back in college?
No. That guy. Yeah, he hosted me on my official visit when I was a rising freshman, and I was very fortunate enough to play with him for 2 years, and we were actually locker mates. So he was like an older brother figure, veteran figure that helped me out in college a lot.
Did you tear up a little when you were like, oh shit?
Oh, I didn't tear up, but I was excited. That's for sure.
Oh, what's wrong with tearing up? What's wrong with tearing up? You're a man. You can cry.
Like you can
I've
let
cried
out
on
some
a
tears.
baseball field before. That's fine.
Was when you lost?
What?
When you lost?
No.
World Series?
I did cry then, and then I did cry after hitting 53.
I was there.
Yeah.
I called it. We talked about it.
You did call that.
That's right.
You called that game. But I was stoked. I was really stoked, and I mean, it's playing in the big leagues with a guy that you grinded with in college and really sacrificed a lot, and you had to perform at a high level just to have a chance. Easy there, buddy.
Hey, I don't want to break your back.
To be able to come from a place where you're just wanting a chance to get into professional baseball, and then we're both big leaguers together on the same team. It's a really special moment.
All right, let's finish strong here, Pete. I mean, you went internationally viral last year when you were on this show for the first time for mistiming your coffee. You wanted to get a follow-up on what you saw from the response there, because we haven't had you on the show since then. And I will just tell you this, the amount of fans that baseball picked up internationally, if you just look at accounts like the ESPN account and all of those other like massive accounts that are out there, the aggregators, there were people like, I don't even watch baseball, but this guy's now my hero. I'm watching the Mets.
Everybody connects with it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, hey, there's plenty of human aspects to the game of baseball. I'll leave it at that.
But he was mad. I said I was going to grab him a cup of coffee, but he was mad. He's like, that would have been so pro. But I was like, I didn't want you to mistime it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great. Yeah, it would have been great. It would have been funny.
The whole time you're just sipping coffee on doing your interview, just sipping coffee. You got to get a coffee sponsorship, something out of that.
Yeah, I mean. That's fine. Hey, just like we're talking on a morning show. That'd be if I had a cup of coffee, that'd have been nice.
I like this bat.
Little Joe.
Last thing I'll say, and then I know Lindor's coming up. So you know how our game, in my mind, sometimes gets so analytical that someone will break down every single component of what's going on in the sport, right? So there were probably people that were looking at that homer at that time going, oh, he was sitting first pitch slider, and that's because this guy throws this percentage, this, and it was like, nah, actually, you just had to go.
Hey, I mean, that's the thing. Like, as many analytical things that are out there, there's a ton of human element in the game still. Like, I mean, we're still out there, and there's definitely human thoughts and human reactions to things. So that's definitely one of those.
Keep doing you, Pete. Great to see you. Grab your bat back from AJ's being a punk, and
35-37, by the way.
No, it's a trainer. It's a trainer.
35 inches, 37 ounces, by the way. Whew. Get you some of this, Kratz.
Well, you don't know what to do with that. You were just slapping the ball all over the place, AJ. Take it away.
It would go too far.
Give it back to the man. That's a man's bat, and he cries on TV. So there's that extra man status.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate you, and let's go Mets.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Pete.
LFGM. Pete Alonso with us from Mets camp, and we'll get Francisco Lindor joining us in just a moment, too.
35-37.
35-37.
35
just
37.
Just for comparison's sake, what did you usually
I had one of the largest bats, and I swung a 34.5, 33. Now, that was a trainer.
Okay.
He said that was a trainer.
That's not a gamer.
But my gamer was 34.5, 33.
Okay.
So but just to be able to swing that, most people would need a forklift just to lift it up onto their shoulders.
That interview was almost perfect. I just was missing one letter at the end when he said bye. LFGM. That's his thing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember when we brought him on and we asked him about that?
Maybe somebody told him, hey, clean it up.
No.
Maybe somebody did. I'm not saying that's why.
Everyone, the people in the chat, some of the Mets fans, LFGM. I'm with you, LFGM. We'll ask Lindor about it. You know, if that's become a phrase around the Mets, or some people keep it PG because there's probably a lot of dudes with kids. Mm-hmm. But that is actually the point of the acronym.
That is exactly the point of the acronym.
We're not asking you to say it. But anyway, I don't know if anyone remembers, but last year when we brought him on, Buck had recently said he wants him to leave that part out.
Yep.
And Pete essentially said, no. Respectfully.
I respect you as the manager, but no.
Respectfully, I have to go on FT, and it's what the people want. So anyway, we're ready to go with Francisco Lindor joining us right now from Mets camp. We flip it right back to AJ and say hello to Francisco. How you doing, man?
He smells so much better. He smells so much better than Pete does. Yeah, I just want to like vanilla, a little vanilla.
A little bit.
Oh man, it smells.
You got a good nose.
Oh, it smells so. I got a big nose. It smells so good though. Pete was sitting here, and now Francisco. Oh, it's such a difference.
Such a difference.
That's rude.
It's not rude. That's truthful. That's truthful, man. When you come off the field in Florida, sweating. Yeah, Lynn, did you even take ground balls? Because Pete was dripping sweat when he came in here.
I did everything. I just showered too. So.
Oh, you showered before you came here?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, dude. I told you guys they were out there grinding, bro. You guys do cutoffs and relays today, and then you guys flipped it into like a cool infield, like where you involve the catchers throwing.
Yeah.
Can you explain that? Because I never seen that before.
So we just trying to do like a full in and out, like a high school type version in and out. But it's just once you got everybody going. If you do it right, it looks good. So the guys, we all did a good job today. We were crisp. We were, doing what we had to do.
He did.
Francisco. Go ahead, AJ.
No, I didn't see one ball hit the ground. I watched him do the whole thing. cutoff and relays, and then a full infield. And there wasn't one ball I don't think that hit the ground. I mean, it was like a 2-ball infield. Like when they talk about a 2-ball infield outfield, there wasn't one ball that hit the ground. I mean, it was like perfect throw, perfect throw, perfect throw, perfect throw. I was like, damn, this is impressive.
That's a good start to spring training.
Are you peaking too early? Are you peaking too? I mean, you got to drop some balls in spring training. Maybe you're not trying hard enough.
Is that how you think?
Yeah. I mean, you got to drop some balls early so that you can get better as the spring training goes on.
I didn't know we had to drop balls to be better.
There's no way he's doing that.
He's like, I'll just not ever drop the ball. How about that? That's perfect.
Hey, Francisco, I have a question for you. If you're approached by your manager of the team, but you feel 100% and they want you to take a day off, do you feel like you have enough dirt in your spikes at this point in life to say, respectfully, I'm playing every day? I mentioned it, like your buddy Buck was on the show recently, and he was telling us last year about a time when like Nimmo had 2 doubles and a triple, and then he was fighting with the front office to play him the next day. And I'm like, I feel like if you're enough of a veteran, you don't even need your manager to say anything. You probably know how your body feels better than anyone.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fortunate enough to play for good managers, the managers that have given me the freedom. Even at my first years in Cleveland, Tito gave me a lot of freedom that, it was just like I was expected to be there day in and day out, no matter the circumstances. So, and I do take a lot of pride on trying to be on the field. Buck did a lot of great things for us. He helped us win a lot of games, and he kept us. He held us all of us accountable, and he brought stability to our team. So I appreciate his time here. But at the end of the day, it's just part of how things go. It's just it's some players. They find ways to like just they just tell them whatever they got to do to stay on the field. And Nimmo is someone that goes out there and just plays as hard as he can day in and day out, and I have a lot of appreciation for him.
What do you expect from Mendy? What do you expect from your new manager, Carlos Mendoza, who is coming in, never managing? You've had 2 vet managers since you've been in the big leagues. Now you're kind of the vet. Not saying you're disrespecting him at all in the sense that like he's a rookie. But what are you expecting, and what kind of conversations have you had with him already?
He's extremely prepared. He's well prepared, and that's a good start to a manager career. He prepares. His coaching staff around him is extremely well prepared as well. So he's been great. The first couple of months that I have gotten to know him, he's been really good. He's staying on top of things, and so far we have had a good camp.
All right, so speak to the Met fans out there. A lot of people are saying, the Mets, tough division, going to be a rough year, tougher year than what expected. Give me hope. Give me hope as a Mets fan that the Mets are going to be in a playoff contention, have a chance to go to the postseason and do damage.
I mean, at the end of the day, we got to go out there and play the game the right way. It don't matter who we got on paper. At the end of the day, we got to go out there and take care of business. This is one. We all in the big leagues. We can all play the game. And if we stay healthy and we play the game the right way, we back each other up, we're always going to have an opportunity to be in the playoffs. So just that's ultimately what it comes down to. Just us stepping up and showing up every single day and playing the game the right way. No matter who's on the other side, we might not have the biggest names in the game, but we have a good team, and we have big league players in the team, and big league coaches, and big league front office. So, we're ready.
All right, so who's going to take the next step? Is it going to be Alvarez, because he had a pretty good year? Beatty, right? Is there someone else, maybe a pitcher that you're looking at that can say, all right, well, they're going to take I know getting Marte back healthy obviously is a huge bonus for you guys. McNeil's not going to, he's going to be back to Jeff McNeil in the past. But is there a young guy you look at and say, this dude is going to take that next step and help us?
I mean, we have through our whole entire roster, we got players that can take that next step. I mean, we can start with Severino. We have Hauser. We have Alvarez can go into year 2 and be a monster. You know, he had a good freshman year. He can come out this year and put extremely good numbers. We can have Beatty and Vientos to establish themselves in the big leagues and stay in the big leagues and claim that they are big leaguers. You know, their ceiling is so high, and then we have just bullpen arms. We have Lopez. We have Sugar coming back. We have just a lot of guys that can take the next level, including myself. I mean,
but you had a pretty good year last
year.
But
I can take the next level.
You take another step.
I could, yeah,
Damn.
for sure.
We're talking like the 3-letter word. MVP, maybe. If you take that next step, that's in the card.
If he puts me in there, yeah, sure. But I honestly feel, and you know this as a player, every year you came in and you were like, okay, I want to be better than I did last year. You know, and you put in the work in the offseason. You show up at spring training, you like, yeah, my body's in a good position. I'm doing things the right way. If it's for me to have a better year, sure. You know, we all strive for better years. We're not striving to have the exact same year as the year before.
Oh, I'd take your last year every year.
Yeah, I'll take it too. I'd take it too. But at the end of the day, as a competitor, you know, I want to be better, and everybody in the clubhouse is in the same boat.
Why is this lineup so underrated? Why? Because why do you think when people look at the Mets and say, well, you know, they're not quite. When I look at this lineup, Brandon Nimmo, Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, one of the best young catchers in the game, Marte coming off of his injury. He needs, why is this lineup underrated or overlooked?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So you need to I need an answer from somebody.
When you find it, let me know. I mean, we have good players. We have good players and
really good players.
We can play the game. So we just got to go out there day in and day out and do it, no matter what.
You think that's New York though a little bit, because you came from Cleveland, right? Cleveland has like 2 beat writers, and you know then you come to New York and this is there's certain places that just have like a negative vibe towards until the Yankees, the Red Sox, right? In New York, it's like the Mets. It's like, oh, they're always looking for something to happen wrong, right? Instead of looking in Cleveland, they're like, oh, we got Francisco Lindor, we got Jose Ramirez, we got these dudes, we're going to be so good. And the Mets are like, well, we didn't sign Blake Snell, and we didn't sign, this guy, we didn't sign him. Like, instead of being like, man, we still have a damn good team, and we still have a chance to compete.
I mean, it is a bigger market. That's a fact, and it is extremely hard to make everybody happy. But I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know if it's New York or if it's the game. I honestly don't know. I know we have good players. I know we have players that can hit. I mean, Nimmo hit 20 home run. Pete hit 40. Alvarez hit 20. I hit 30. I feel like Marte can hit 20 any year. We have an opportunity to have a couple of guys, 4, 5+ guys that can hit 20 home runs, and we can also drive in runs. So I feel Stern did a really good job of putting a good team together this offseason. We had a lot of spaces to fill out during the offseason, and I feel like they put a good team. Now it's just on us, Ultimately, it comes down to us. Every spring training, every team has the same opportunity to come out, have a good start, and have an opportunity to be in the playoffs.
Do you talk to Pete? We just had Pete obviously in here. You didn't get to hit free agency. You obviously signed a great extension for yourself and your family. Mm-hmm. But are you happy you never had to go through free agency, because you see what some of the guys went through this year? And then 2, do you have conversations with Pete and say, hey, listen, Pete, I didn't go through it, but try to help him, because you got close, you just never hit it. So is there conversations between you and him about things that are happening?
I mean, it's one of those. I'm extremely happy that I got the opportunity to sign and be here with the Mets. And when it comes to Pete, I just want what's best for him, because ultimately when it comes down, Pete has a great year. It's going to be great for the Mets.
True.
And if he signs a great extension, that's going to be great for the Mets as well, So ultimately, what I want was best for Pete. And that was best for Pete is going to be best for the New York Mets.
Francisco, let's finish with this. Last year when the team was going through it, you're at the locker every single day to talk to the media afterward. I think you're getting mic'd up today. You're on with us. How important is it for you to be an ambassador to the game where, let's be real, I mean, football and basketball get more attention right now in the national sphere than baseball at times. But I think the personalities that we have in baseball are just as impressive. So do you think about that stuff, or, just making yourself available like you do, as well as almost any superstar in the sport?
I came up in a clubhouse where I had great leaders, great role models that were there day in and day out that, in a way, showed me the way. The path was there for them, and then they showed me the path. Posting up on the field and posting up for media, posting up for everything that the game brings. I take a lot of pride in that. So for me, it's part of my job. It's part of my duty, and I'm a little kid that's blessed to play this game for 9+ years.
Well, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
I can just smile. Can we smile?
Hey.
And also, I just want to sit here and just have him sit next. Oh man, that is woo! That is so good.
Well,
thank you very much.
Yeah,
Good luck
yeah,
this year.
yeah,
Stay healthy,
yeah.
and hopefully we'll see you in Orlando this offseason.
All right, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Francisco. Good to see you. We'll kick it back here. And we'll go to Mets camp again coming up in probably a minute or so, as Brandon Nimmo is going to join us too. We're just rolling out the red carpet over at Mets camp, and I see some of the questions coming through. We'll get to them as best as possible. It is a good call. On the lineup side of things for the Mets, there are names. Period. There are names. Let me give you an example, okay? Because I've been hating a little bit on the Marlins this offseason because they basically did nothing. They did one move. They signed Tim Anderson. The Mets have a better lineup, period. I don't even think it's close.
Than the Marlins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to explain why you would say that.
Because the Marlins made the playoffs last year. They have better pitching. There's a few names that you like. But aside from that, I haven't gone through my division predictions yet, but probably going to put this team over them.
Yeah, but why couldn't Severino do what Jesus Luzardo did last year?
He could.
Why could they didn't get much out of Alcantara? So it's about putting a team together. You go up and down this lineup. It is OPS plus above average for almost every guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna score runs. I think Sugar, he mentioned it. Edwin Diaz is a huge piece to this team. Hey, people are gonna say, he's a closer, he throws 60 times a year, blah, blah, blah. Knowing you have to score a run to finish the game out by the 8th inning is a huge, huge benefit. And I think that is going to be it is a nice problem to have, having him back.
Well, let's bring Brandon Nimmo into the fold right now on FT. Back out to Port St. Lucie. AJ, want to intro our guy? Actually, first time on the show, too.
Yep.
We have Brandon Nimmo, the next fine center fielder. You just introduced him. I don't have to do this. But
sweaty or not sweaty?
No.
Sweaty.
Not. He doesn't
like
have
Pete?
the Pete, and he does. No one smells as good as Lindor. I'm telling you right now.
That's true. That's very true.
No, he's good right now. I haven't touched his shirt. No, he's good.
We're good.
He's good. He's dry. Good. Brandon, how's camp going? Give me your favorite part of camp so far and your least favorite part of camp so far.
Camp's going great, and I'd say favorite part of camp so far is getting everyone together. We were able to go to Pop Stroke and kind of get everybody together, see each other's faces. Same with the families, get everybody together on the family side. There's a lot of new faces around here, and so we got to get everybody pulling on the same end of the rope. And a good way to do that is kind of break the ice off the field, get everybody to have some fun together. And so I'd say that's been my favorite part so far. And then my least favorite part is probably just getting back into shape. The conditioning part of it. It is what it is. Once I'm in the season, I just get to maintain. It's awesome. But working up to those levels of center field again and trying to get back to those metrics are
are not always the easiest thing or the funnest thing. So I'd say that's probably my two choices.
All right. So who won at Popstar? Did McNeil bring his
Oh,
putter?
yeah.
Did he anchor his putter
Yeah,
legally?
he 1,000% anchors his putter. He 1,000% does that.
Does he bring his golf trophy from the office
Yeah.
and have it in his locker?
Yeah,
Yep,
most definitely. He's so proud of it. He's the happiest when he's on the golf course, and that includes putt-putt. He has the course record there, so of course, yeah, nobody beat him. And somehow this guy is absolutely amazing at pretty much anything he picks up. But I definitely appreciate his skill level, but yeah, it does get a little annoying sometimes with the from the golf side of it.
I was in that tournament. He's really good, by the way.
Yeah, he is.
He's really good. So when Scherzer, I think, was in charge of this before, right?
Yeah.
So you've kind of taken the mantle over for the mini golf. And
yes.
Popstar, if for people that haven't been to Popstar, Tiger Woods thing.
Yes.
And it's not really like a mini golf. It's harder than like a mini golf. It's like hills and all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah, much harder than your regular on the side of the interstate mini putt. Like this thing is legit and not rails that you're going off of. Like you're actually trying to strategize as to how you're going to make your next shot. But if you go and you play with Jeff, he's like, oh, I already know this one. It's got break to the left. It comes back to the right. You got to put it up over. It comes back. I'm like, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah. So he's got, the course. He knows the course already.
Does he pull out a greens book? And
exactly. He's got the arrows going everywhere. Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, it was Scherzer did it back in 22. And then he held another thing in 23. And so I felt like it was something that was good that we need to keep going. And whatever it is, wherever you choose to have, it's just good to get guys together off of the field and get them around each other so that they can start talking about things that aren't baseball related and get guys comfortable with each other. Because you're going to spend a lot of time with each other throughout the season, You're around them more than you are your own family, honestly. So you want to get guys comfortable with each other, pulling on the same end of the rope, and you want to start that team chemistry early. So we were able to do that and had a lot of fun with it. But I've had some great mentors that I've been able to learn from, as far as Curtis Granderson, Jay Bruce, David Wright, all the way to Scherzer and Verlander, and it's been awesome to be able to kind of watch how they've gone about their business, and now it's my turn to kind of take over that spot and be able to bring the guys together.
So in the next 7 years, is this going to be continued? Are you going to keep, when guys leave, are you just going to keep making it golf? Or since McNeil keeps winning, is there something that you can create that's like, oh, you know what, we're going to kind of handicap Jeff, and he'll get pissed because I've seen him miss hit a ball and smash his bat like he's in high school again. But is there something that you can create that you're like, you know what? We're going to do a little ping pong. We're going to do a little something that McNeil's not good at.
Yes, yeah. Once I find something that McNeil's not good at, we will do that. Yeah, that's for sure. But gosh dang, I mean, every time that he picks something up, like even like ping pong, like you mentioned, like we got a ping pong table and he's still good at that. I say he's probably not the best on the team, so that could humble him a little bit.
Nice.
But I think we'll keep it. We gotta pat the butt, keep him going along, and so we gotta make him feel good. So I think we'll keep it, but maybe we'll add on to it as spring kind of goes on.
If he hears this, though, will he go like Forrest Gump and just start hitting the ball against the wall? Like,
yes,
over and over?
he'll start practicing for it. Yes, no. So we got to keep it secretive. I can't let you know yet, but otherwise he'll start practicing for it, and he'll be amazing by next year. So we definitely got to keep it on the down low. But I'll be on the lookout for what he's struggling at.
You have be on the lookout. It sucks when people just are so good at everything and you're like, I just want to beat him at something.
I know, right? Jake was the same way when he was here. DeGrom, he could just, whatever he picked up, it was tiddlywinks. He was good at it. Like it didn't matter. He was didn't matter. So Jeff's kind of taken over from there, but I'll find something. We'll find it soon.
A Mets rock paper scissors championship. That's what we'll go with. Hey, exactly. You said get in shape to play center field. Do you feel like you are like the perfect size to play center field? Do you feel like a big guy would have a tough time playing? A big guy who runs. I'm not saying like me or AJ trying to run in center field. Like a guy like Judge who's like 6'7", 6'8". Do you think there's a certain size that wear and tear in center field will get to somebody?
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely it definitely comes into play more as you get bigger, right? I mean, it's just more weight to carry. So then it just depends on your body and how well you carry that weight. You will see guys that when they move to center field will drop some pounds in order to carry that weight and that workload a little bit better. But I think the more important thing that you see is how do you make that workload more consistent each day? So some days you go out there and you end up getting 7 or 8 90% efforts, and you'll get 4 or 5 70% efforts. And then other days you'll go out there and you will get like 1 90% effort and 1 70% effort, and you went 0 for 4 at the plate and you didn't get any exposure. So how do you measure that? How do you kind of make it more consistent? And we've figured out a way after the games to try and get the workload and the sprint load similar as we can, whether we have to do it on the treadmill, whether we do it by an aerobic exercise, getting the heart rate up for a long period of time, whatever it may be. And honestly, I think that just comes down to how the guys take care of their body. The bigger that you are, the harder that it gets, because it's going to be more wear and tear on your body and more wear and tear on your joints and everything like that. But I'm not saying that there isn't some 6, 7. Judge can do it, I'm sure. It's just managing that workload, because as soon as you move from a corner to center field, what we've been finding is that your workload doubles, and it's just incredible how just making that small move can make such a big difference. But really, center fielders have to be treated differently than the rest of the team as far as how you're going to manage their workload, because nobody's even close to the workload that they're exposed to. And I think that's why you're finding guys that end up, getting hurt there a lot, and you're finding it more tough to be durable there.
Okay, so I have to ask now, because I was going to go somewhere else.
Okay.
But now I have to ask, since you went workload.
Yeah.
Did you hear the Buck Showalter story?
Yes, I did.
Is that true? Did that happen? Like, you hit 2 triples and a double, and then you were like, I don't want to play? Which I can't imagine. You had to be like, I want to play, right?
So it wasn't me saying I didn't want to play.
It was the front office, though.
It was guys. It was, so you're getting the information from the analytics that's saying, here's your workload. It's pretty high. So we're in like a red zone now, right? So what they do is they come to you and they say, hey, you're at this workload. We're worried about this and that. And then I basically say, hey, the game's the most important thing. I'm hot right now, so I want to stay in the lineup. So what we want to do is that's kind of the things that we're looking at as far as the workload goes, rather than, let's keep the game the most important thing. And that's what I've tried to learn the last 2-3 years, is the game is the most important thing of the day. So how do we be prepared for that? And then where can we take the workload off from a workout, from not going out for BP, not shagging balls, whatever it may be that we need to do in order to, maybe even a soft tissue massage, whatever it may be, in order to knock that workload down that goes along with playing the game. But when you're hot, you want to stay out there and you want to help your team win. So, I think it's just being smart with the information that you have. And of course, Buck he would want me out there, and, I want to be out there too. And my teammates want me out there. So it's about finding the other ways that you can manage your workload and get it down.
Is that system accurate most of the time? Like, do guys actually go, you know what, I'm kind of feeling it right now? Can people actually measure that with their body versus what the projection model says?
I think it is pretty accurate, but I also think that that's where feel comes into play, right? Is you say, well, how are you doing? It's not just the numbers say this, so you have to do this. It's the numbers are saying that you're pretty high workload right now. How do you feel? I feel pretty good. Okay. All right. So is there somewhere that we can, get you a soft tissue massage or knock a workout out? Are you willing to compromise on that? And if you're willing to compromise with them, they want you out there to help win games. Right. And so, the most important thing is they just don't want to have you out for 4 weeks because of a soft tissue injury that could have been prevented because they saw that your workload was super high. So if you're just willing to work with them on, okay, you know what, I'll stay away from this and I'll do more of this recovery, then they're willing to work with you on that. And that's how we've been able to be successful the last 2 years. But no, I don't think that it's just purely based on the numbers of like, hey, this is what it says, and you have to sit this game out. They're going off. They need your opinion and your feel as well. But don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, when you have high workload and you didn't do it, like say you were struggling for a week and now you're hot and you're on the bases all the time and you're getting a lot of action in the outfield. Yeah, I mean, you'll feel it a little bit, but you also feel a lot better about it because I'm hitting and I'm doing well out there. So, that gives you a little extra boost as well. So, it's all just about being smart and trying to, prevent things that control everything that you can control.
Okay, so is that how you got your black eye?
Yeah, so black eye.
What happened is they're like, you're not playing today, and you went in there and you guys squared up?
Yeah, and I just went and no, it was. I wish it was a cool story like that. We had a
Neil hit you in the eye at the putt-putt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, they actually we had this backstop in the cage, and I was having my guy do super BP to me, which is where he tries to get me out and pitches to me, and this backstop has this massive metal leg on each side, and I let a curveball go. And I took it, and when I followed it back in, it hit right off that leg and hit me right in the corner of the eye. It only hurt for 5 seconds, but as soon as 20 seconds later, I saw this it was like a cartoon where I could just see this thing growing out of the corner of my eye. So it's all good now, but yeah, I wish it was a cooler story than that.
Literally kept your eye on the ball.
Yeah, exactly. Keep your eye on the ball. That's exactly right. I love it.
All right, so I got to ask, because you're talking about workload. How do they measure the workload? You don't wear, because there's a big thing. There's a big push, right, for players to wear wearable track. You don't wear a wearable track, or do you wear a Whoop?
In spring training, I do. I wear a GPS that basically just hooks onto your back, and it's I don't know if you've seen those
it's like
bras
a soccer player,
that we wear.
Like the soccer players.
Yeah, exactly. And just throw one of those on, and that will help measure our workload as far as 90% efforts, 70% efforts, and then your total meters ran in that day. But then the other part of it is you'll have StatCast on during the games, and that tracks how fast you're running. That's how you get all those fun metrics when they're running the bases, and they're they got to this many feet per second, and all. They're tracking everything on the field.
Mine was feet per hour.
So. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. To each our own, man. You gotta go with what life gave you. But I mean, for us, that's how we get our information. That's how we get the track, and then they keep account of hey, you ran 3 sprints before to get ready for the game or whatever. So taking all of that information, that's how we keep track of it all. So during spring training, little wearable GPSs on the back on those sports bra looking things.
I saw it kind of sticking up today, and I was like, man.
Yeah. They just hook a little AI thing on us, and
that's a tan line. That is a tan line you do not want to get.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Brandon, great to see you, man. And it was a pleasure having you on here for the first time. We'll catch you at some point during the season too. Have fun the rest of spring training.
Dude, he's way bigger than I thought he was, too. I've seen him before, but I forgot how big. I saw him today. I was like, damn.
Well,
Sneaky big.
We look better on TV. It's just the way it is. But I like it. I appreciate it. Yeah. That's a compliment. So.
Thank you, Brandon. Yeah, good to see you,
guys.
Dude.
Thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Yeah, we'll kick it back here, and then we'll go back to Mets camp as usual here. Francisco Alvarez is on deck for us over at Port St. Lucie. Yeah, TV, digital, whatever you want to call it, can be slimming at times.
I think it's the position you play.
Because you're a center fielder, people think
assume
skinny.
Shortstops. You assume small.
Right.
Check him out. Check out the stats. Dudes are not small dudes. I always thought Jose Reyes was the guy, sneaky, tall, high butt guy. Never thought until I played with him. I played against him, and then when I got traded to the Blue Jays and we played together, I was like, dang. Kind of like Ryan Braun. Ryan Braun is not a small guy.
Mm-mm.
Everyone talks about his buys and his tries and his chest workout, but not a small guy. Professional athletes, especially baseball players, are big dudes, 6 foot plus, thick, and they can still run.
And lower half often can stand out. You know, it's not just Quadzilla, Spencer Strider.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Braun actually was a big deadlift guy, all that kind of stuff. So, no,
Braun? Ryan Braun?
not me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ryan Braun was
That's what I'm saying.
super, like, way sneaky bigger.
All right.
Like, nice.
Agreed. This dude's big too and might hit 35, 40 rockets this year. Francisco Alvarez joining us right now on FT Live. AJ. Oh, 1 second. Sorry.
He's coming right nice.
It's fine. We can watch this. It's all good.
His earrings are.
His earring is blocking his eye. Look at that thing.
Malatubia.
All pretty. Look, Kratz, you could never pull off all this.
No chance. Wow, what a. You want to look good for TV. You got a good haircut, man. That's why you came on today. You got the nuevo pelo today.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, talk to me. Young guy last year in New York. Come up, hit 20 jacks, right?
25.
Oh, sorry. 25, sorry. Home run or catching?
Catching?
Catching.
Yeah.
Your pitchers, right?
Yeah, my pitcher.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Kratz, the other guy, he was a catcher. You don't know him. He was a backup.
He like the hit?
Yeah. No, he could only catch. So he always said that.
I couldn't hit at all. You already have more home runs in your career. Actually, no, I still got you. Sorry. I have 31. You'll get close. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
He'll pass you April 10th. No big deal.
Probably April, but it's okay. I still got you.
What's your favorite part?
The spring training, the weather.
The weather. You're Venezuela, right?
Yeah, Venezuela. I'm from Venezuela.
So this is similar.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, but a little bit colder here.
Sometimes it's a little bit colder here.
Yeah, so the weather in Florida.
The weather in Florida, I like it.
Yeah. Sweat, right? Lots of sweat, humidity.
A lot of humid here.
Yeah. I'm from Florida, so
you're from Florida? What part?
Orlando.
Yeah. There's a lot of Latin people over there. Yeah.
A lot of Venezuela.
Yeah.
He looks like Mickey Mouse, doesn't he?
Mickey Mouse?
Yeah. AJ looks like Mickey Mouse.
I look like Mickey Mouse.
Where in Orlando?
Yeah, Orlando.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, he lives right next to Mickey Mouse.
Right, you better stop messing with him, dude. Remember what Wayno said about Yachty?
Neck tattoos.
He's got a scorpion right here. You better watch out. I'm gonna get him to come get you.
Hey, who is your jefe? Who's the hero? Venezolano? Is it Salvi? Who was your guy when you were a receptor coming up?
Miguel Cabrera.
Okay. Like, what about catchers? Okay. Any catchers or no?
Henry Blanco.
Oh,
Whitey.
I saw him yesterday with Nationals.
Are you see?
Yeah.
You do that interview with him or no?
No. He was too busy with his catchers.
He's too busy.
With Ruiz. Yeah, he big time me. Hey, Henry. Oh, he said, oh, hey, I gotta go. He's still got the long hair, He's awesome.
He looked like he can play. He can keep playing.
He still play, yeah. Yeah, he was good. I loved him. He was the best. I always said, hello, papi, every time. I'm like, hey, man, kite.
Have you spoken to him? Have you met him before? Either one of them, actually, Blanco, and have you spoken to Miggy?
Yeah, because Blanco, he's with Nacional, and we play a lot with Nacional. They are in our division.
And what about Miggy?
I saw one time, but he doesn't have time for talk with me.
Really?
Yeah, because what? he have that day is raining, and we didn't be on the field, and he went to Ardogao, and he talked with somebody. I think he's talking with Lindor for like 5 minutes, and he come back to his clubhouse.
Oh,
did you cry?
Want to meet him?
I meet him before.
Yeah. Did he teach you anything about hitting?
He tell me just see the ball. That's it.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. Scissor.
He don't want to give me the secret.
You know scissor?
Yeah.
With your feet, scissor? Like your back foot, and you always scissor. Him and Altuve, scissor.
Why he do like that?
I don't know, but that's why they go right field. Watch their feet, right? So front foot, back foot. They stride, and then their back foot.
You like that or no?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good move. If you can figure it out, let me know, because I might make a comeback.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. 47.
40 now.
Francisco, give me a scouting report on somebody that you're catching right now at camp that you're like, damn, this guy's going to have a year.
About pitcher or hitting?
Pitcher.
Hauser.
¿Por
What do you
qué?
like? Yeah.
¿Por qué? Why?
He have a really good sinker, and he can come at the sinker. He throw front door to lefties. He throw back door to righties. He throw the back door slider to lefty too. He got a pretty good curveball, really good fastball. I think he can have a really good year this year. He can locate the ball very good. He don't miss the spot many times. He can locate the ball good.
Is Narvaez helping you?
Him?
Is he helping you?
Yeah, he helped me a lot with my framing, with my defense. Always he stuck to me.
So he's your guy here, right? Like
Yeah,
like, oh.
very good friend.
Oh, good. That's what we need. See, when Kratz was a backup, he always was trying to take the starter's job.
Who?
Kratz, the guy. The guy over that way.
That way?
Yeah, that way.
Yeah.
You always say
Hey, how importante is sugar? Es sucre for your team, para equipo.
I think he can help our team a lot because he's nasty, and in the night when he come in, everybody know he's done. And he can help our bullpen too.
So who's going to hit more home runs this year? You, Lindor, Pete Alonso.
The same, all three.
All three.
Same home.
40.
What number?
¿Cuántos?
I don't know how many, but over 30.
Over 30. There you have it.
I like
What's
it.
the record
I like
for
it.
What's the record for Mets catcher? Piazza's got to have it. What do you think?
Oh,
30.
I don't know.
You can do it.
I can be Piazza.
You want to be Piazza?
Yeah.
Hall of Fame. You need a better mustache.
Mustache?
Bigote.
No, I don't like that.
You don't like bigote? No. Oh.
That's
It's
a
for.
great line.
I don't like bigotes. What about you? You like it?
Dude, look at I can't grow. That's why I have all the book down here.
Your manager's got a bigote. Mendy, your venezolano, he's got a bigote. It's malo. I think it's malo, man. I don't like it.
You think it's malo?
Yeah,
I have
man.
to say
It's
it's
not.
good. I have to say it's good. I can say it's malo. Because
He
maybe I'm not
played
playing.
for the Yankees, though. Clean shave. Yeah. We like it. Well, Francisco, thanks for joining us, man. Great to have you on the show for the first time.
Thank you. 40?
Piazza 40.
40? 41. I hit 41.
Oh,
There it is. I love it.
let's go! Let's go, Mets!
Cheers. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Gracias,
Appreciate
Francisco.
it. 41. There you go. It's a great line. Hey, I could be Piazza. Period.
Why not? Why would you not? Especially during this time of year. You're like, I am the strongest. I am the healthiest. I am fresh. I worked on my swing. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Catcher with pop like that, it doesn't come around very often.
No. Top 10 catcher in the game right now after his first year, in my opinion.
Yes, I agree.
Especially when you do what you did as Francisco said, as Lindor said, as a freshman. I liked how he called him a freshman. Not a rookie, a freshman.
That's a good way to put it. That is. All right, so let's get to some news here while we have a moment. And for anyone kind of joining us late to the party, you missed a lot. We did a first hour here on FT with Pete Alonso leading off the show. Then we had Francisco Lindor, followed by Brandon Nimmo, followed by Francisco Alvarez. So have a day.
There's that.
There's that. That's why we're doing this.
New York coming in hot. Mets
PR team absolutely dominating, and apparently there still could be more on the way. So stay tuned on that front. Yeah, let's charge the mound, though, for now while we have some time. There are a ton of injury situations going on. It felt like one of those days where every time you check your phone, you're like, damn, so-and-so's going on the IL, right? It hadn't happened this heavily until today, where you're getting also just confirmations on some guys. I mean, the good news was Acuna, which just sounds like what we expected with the knee irritation. I don't think we have to spend a lot of time on that he should be good to go for opening day. He was telling reporters today he could play today. So, okay, all good there. On the pitching side, we have to start with Lucas Giolito. So he had imaging done on his UCL. It is likely partially torn on the UCL and the flexor strain, and he could be out for the 2024 season. There might need to be an elbow surgery to fix everything, and he's on a 2-year contract with the Red Sox, so he might wipe out this year. And depending on what happens, if it is a significant surgery, you could wipe out a chunk of next season for Lucas as well. So this is a team, AJ, that doesn't have pitching, and now they really don't have pitching.
Well, first of all, awful for Lucas. I mean, if the reports are what they are and he might miss this year, I mean, you talk UCL flexor, that usually requires Thomas Jonas, and we all know that's a year plus. So that just sucks for him personally. I'm glad he signed a 2-year deal, though, so at least he knows he's going to be locked in for this year and next year. But does this bring into the two big names that we've been talking about? Does this bring a Snell? Does this bring a Monty to Boston? Because like we said, they don't have a lot of starting pitching. Giolito was the one guy they went out and got, and now he's going to possibly be down. Feel awful for Lucas, and hope he gets better quickly. But, Red Sox open. One door closes, another door opens, and is this what Scott Boras has been waiting for?
It's not what he's been waiting for. I don't want to make Boras out to be somebody that's like
sitting there
IL,
rooting for injuries.
IL hunting. And I don't think that's not what AJ meant.
That's not what I meant either. But, as we talked about, everyone's talked about on this show, and Ken's talked about it on his show, and everyone, at this point, Scott Boras is like, I don't want to say hoping for a miracle, but he's kind of like, I need something to happen in order to find a place for Snell and Montgomery.
It opens the door to me, Monty, more than Snell. To me, It opens the door for Monty because the Red Sox future is in their position players coming up to the big leagues. And I talked about it a little bit yesterday with Monty going to the Nats. Like, does he kind of supplant the Patrick Corbin kind of spinning it to, hey, in the next 5 to 7 years, you're going to be a guy. And the Red Sox are right in there. The Red Sox, they might not have a James Wood, but they have a Marcelo Meyer waiting in the minor leagues. They have a premier position prospect that you can build around. And you sit there and you go, okay, Jordan Montgomery might be the guy. And I don't see why not.
All right, let me present the other side here. So Jacob said, why would the Sox sign Snell or Monty? They signed Lucas to eat innings and hopefully flip at the deadline. They'd be better off with Clevenger or Lorenzen. I actually, Jacob, disagree with part of that. I don't think they were signing him just to eat innings. I think they saw some indicators that said, hey, he should be better than this. I mean, going from the White Sox to a Red Sox staff that they think is going to change some pitchers and help develop them. It's Breslow leading the way, Andrew Bailey, who is, pretty highly touted for his coaching efforts. So I think they were expecting Giolito in their minds to be more of a 3 than a 5 that you're talking about. But here is a case for not signing Snell or Monty, because some people are like, even if they do, they're not going anywhere this year. They were a pitcher short already. Now they're 2 or 3 pitchers short.
Future, though, if they're building something that they want to count on, like the Cubs signed John Lester the year before they won, right? You have to sometimes sign a guy a year or two before looking down the road. It's not, yes, I understand that, but we talked about this, Corbin talked about it, yesterday, and we've talked about this with some other guys. They sign, sometimes you have to sign a guy in order to send a message that 2 years from now, we're going to be really good, right? Or a year from now, we're going to be really good. And this just gets the ball rolling and gets it started. So it's not all about 2024. It's about 25, 26. Because if they think Casas is going to be as good as he's going to be, and some of these other guys, Bayo takes the next step, right? And Connor Wong takes a step. And then Devers is still there, and Marcelo Meyer comes up. And all these guys, Trevor Story's back. It makes it to where it is such a thing for the future. And that's why you sign a Blake Snell, and that's why you sign a Jordan Montgomery to a 5-year deal. It's not just about this year, but it could be 2 years down the road.
But in my mind, this injury shouldn't change the decision that they've clearly made at this point. So at this point, they have said, we're not signing one of those guys long term. So if you make a signing now, it's either because the price came to a spot where they like it, or maybe they are in panic mode for this season. You know what I'm saying, AJ? Like, they could have made this decision months ago and said, I'll go after one of these guys because even if this isn't the year for us, this is a long-term play. So things change now. I see you smiling. You got someone coming up next for us?
Yeah, well, Big Zach's next. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's one of our interns. He's filling in right now for our guests. So
nice. Can chime in on the Red Sox. But anyway, in all seriousness, they haven't done this yet. So
but
in my mind, I'm like, what is the plan?
Listen, I talked to, obviously both New York teams are here today, okay? And I talked to somebody, I'm not going to name who it was, but and they were like, Blake Snell makes no sense for the Yankees for 1 year, even with opt-outs, because even now he's going to miss some time. And if they sign him for 1 year, what does that do? And if they sign him for, let's say they sign a Cody Bellinger deal with opt-outs, right? He comes here and he has one really good year. Well, okay, great. He's gone. But let's say he has a really bad year. He's not going to opt out. He's going to stay with where he's at. So, some of these moves, yeah, they make sense for position players wise, but also they don't make a lot of sense for a New York Yankees team unless you can get them for more than a year or two guaranteed, because you need that long-term possibility and you need that long-term kind of confidence that they're going to be here and we can build a team around them for more than just this year.
Why? If the Yankees are championship or bust this year,
because it's going to cost them 70 or 80 million, as we've talked about, for 1 year. And if they want more than 1 year, they want multiple years.
Yeah, and that draft pick compensation is it's a thing. Like, there's a value to it.
I know. Just
like Chapman's value to the Giants signing him essentially for a 1 year deal is worth basically like 20 to some million, 29. Is that what it was?
That's what Ken said. I mean, in that range, everybody has their own proprietary look at what a pick costs, also what that international money costs, which they lost 500 G's for that too, that you can spend on players that eventually come up through your system and could be stars from the jump and only cost you the league minimum. So that's why getting players in the amateur draft or internationally is so valuable, because you can turn into the Orioles, have a low payroll and have a superstar team,
right
but
now
9-ish, right? So they're like, oh, Chapman in most teams' minds really was just acquired for $29 million for one season, right? Which then starts to be like, oh, damn, that's a pretty good AAV. But that's just him being punished because of the qualifying offer, which is weird as it is. But you know what I'm saying?
Totally. But you're not looking at, like, none of these deals are 1 year deals. And that's what AJ hit on is what if Snell has a great year? Awesome. Yankees are World Series, contenders. They're going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be in there without him, but with an incredible year that makes this team elite. He has a bad year or even just a mid-year, but he's got a Chapman type of second, or his number's going to be higher than Chapman's. So let's say he has another 30 million on 35 for this year, can opt out, another 30 million for the next year. That's a lot. That's a lot to hold on to. Not even talking about the taxes. I don't think it's fair to just put him on that tax bracket. You're spreading it out over everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair just on his ledger. But to me, you put that extra year on there that the player can continue to opt into. That's where I don't think I agree with AJ. I think the Yankees aren't in there. Now, if it's a 1 year deal, 40 million for 1 year, I think they're in.
Here's the problem with that. No, listen, here's the Kratzy. The same person I talked to, who is in the know in the Yankees and the Mets, they said this. They said, we're at the point now, though, where if you bring in a Snell, even for 1 year, you're not getting that full 1 year because they're already going to start missing time into the season. It's almost too late. And then two, the other thing you have is it's also not fair to the guys who have been here. And I know it's a business, but I know this came from listen, again, this is from somebody. They're like, it's also not fair to the guys who have been here and they've done it and they're listen,
I don't
just
agree
the
with
1
that.
year. For just the 1 year.
That one's like, the excuse of the year. It's the TV money. It's the uniforms costing more. It's blah, blah, blah. Oh, the other players will be upset if a player comes in a few weeks in and he's making money. Oh, I don't want to sign Yamamoto to a deal that's more than Cole. Like, to me, that part is hogwash. That's bullshit.
And I think I get team chemistry, and believe me, I'm sitting there as the guy who's going to be, I know the guys who are going to be the one that's now the 27th man on a 26-man roster. I get that, and I want to fight for those guys all the time. Sorry. Me and my pitcher cohort that is a 26-man is not Blake Snell.
Mm-mm.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Is Blake Snell, let's say they did him 1 year 40. Well, that's really 88 million. Is he an $88 million a year guy for 1 year? Let's say he pitches. Let's say he pitches okay. Let's say he's not a Cy Young. Let's say he's 2 years ago where he was above average pitcher. Is he worth $88 million for 1 year?
Is a world championship worth $88 million?
What if they don't win it?
And is he your number 2 or number 3 starter in Game 3 of the World Series?
I mean, he probably would be, I would think.
Well,
but then let me ask you this. Okay, let me ask you this. They have Cole, Stroman, Nestor, Rodon. I don't know who their fifth is. Piece of Schmidt, Clark.
Yeah.
Is he their fifth? Okay, so he could slide right in, right? And what do you do with Clark? You put him in the bullpen. I mean, listen, I get it, and I'm all for players getting their money, but it's just tough to swallow. And I think we've talked about that. We've beaten kind of this to death. $80 million on one player. That is a lot of money. I know it's not just on him, and then a draft pick on top of it. That is a big price to pay, and that's probably why you haven't seen it happen yet.
And just to clarify,
plus 4 new teams came in. Plus, let's not forget 4 new teams. Boris went 4 new teams joined the fray recently, which I don't know what 4 teams they are.
Yeah.
I think it was Oakland, Tampa.
Comes down. Yeah.
Well, Oakland, Tampa, Pittsburgh.
The Reds.
Oakland, Tampa, Pittsburgh. No, the Reds have spent some money. Cleveland was the 4th, I think.
Phillies.
Stephen
which we had heard about a little bit. Also, just to clarify, because William's like, Cole never said that. That's not what I was talking about. There was a report a while back that the Yankees wouldn't necessarily go above Cole's deal. And I said at the time, and still say it, that's BS. That should not be the case. Coffee?
By the way, shout out to the Mets for having the best cups in the history of spring training, by the way. I mean, these are not like the paper cups. These are like souvenir cups in the press dining room. So let's go, Mets.
I still got my souvenir cup from playing with the Astros. I got my George Springer souvenir cup. It's my smoothie cup.
Yeah.
Nice. Wait, to put a bow on this conversation, how poor do you put the Red Sox projections right now? Like, how low do they rank in the division, losing a pitcher? And also, to rub salt in the wound, Chris Sale looks electric in spring training. I know it's spring training. Velo's up a little bit. The thing that I'm still trying to learn more about,
induced vertical break.
Induced vertical break. I know about it, but the way that they're measuring it, I'm still having questions on. We'll clarify at some point.
Numbers.
But he's got better ride. Let's just put it this way for people that like to hear it like I do.
He's healthy. He's
better
healthy.
Ride on his heater.
He's healthy.
Chris Bell might have a freaking year, AJ, and they're going to be.
Did you guys not have him on Friday when you were at Braves camp?
No, because we're saving him for you to bring him back on during camp. Remember, he promised he'll come back on.
He did. But I figured you guys were there. It was an easy ask.
Dude, I wouldn't do that. You're my friend. I'm not going to bring Chris Sale on without you.
You're bringing Antopoulos on without me.
Well, that's because he doesn't like you.
Yeah, he's not your boy.
Good point.
But seriously, for Boston, are they like a really firm 5th place right now for you in the AL East?
Who are they better than?
Nobody. Not in the division.
Well,
now, they're better than a lot of teams in the AL Central, but they're not better than anybody in the AL East in my mind.
Are they better in Toronto? Although
No.
I think I watched the game yesterday. Gosman's a little bit banged up. His shoulder's a little sore.
Yeah, it's just fatigue.
Oh, fatigue.
Not even dead arm. They didn't even say it was dead arm.
So they need him. I mean, are they better than the Yankees? Clearly no. Are they better? I mean, the Rays, I think the Rays are still probably better, right? So, I mean, they're not better than the Orioles.
Better than Boston.
They're not better than the Orioles. It's going to be, let's see, Craig Breslow, I love you, but you kind of walked into a little bit of a yeast.
There's a good there's a good science project there. Which is better in the long term? Rays pitching factory, Red Sox position player factory.
For winning?
For the next 5 years.
Well, the Rays more consistently pump out pitching every year. But if I'm a team trying to win a title, I want to develop position players, stars, over pitching stars.
So we'll see. We're talking about a World Series.
But, okay, if the Red Sox signed Monty or Snell, are they a wild card contender? I'm also just trying to get inside the brain of the Fenway Sports Group
this year,
because they're trying to profit, right? And they're like, do we get playoff games? Do we get a lot more activity? Do we get a lot more butts in the seats and TV revenue if we sign this one player? Are we going to make it back, or are we not good enough, period? And they might be sitting there saying, you know what, guys, We're not good enough regardless.
You said it. AJ said they don't care.
They don't care. Did you know who they have? Do you know what soccer team Fenway Sports Group owns?
Liverpool.
Do you know what place Liverpool is in the Premier League?
I definitely do not.
Take a wild guess.
1.
Starts with a 1. Yes, they're first place in the Premier League. Do you know how much money, if they win the Premier League and then they go on to the Champions League and win the Champions League, they will make? Yeah, $1 million.
But it's all going to the same pot, the same portfolio.
Exactly.
So hey, we should spend a little bit of that on.
You don't think they're making money off the Red Sox right now? You don't think Fenway Sports Group is making off net because they own Nesson? Let's not forget they own Nesson, they own Liverpool, and I think they own the Penguins.
Live Golf.
And they bought into golf, and they also are in NASCAR, right? Or they were.
Here's the biggest thing with the Red Sox. Can the Red Sox right now in the next 5 years win a World Series? And if you
not without spending money.
And if you can, you either have to splash with a Montgomery for the long term of it, or you have to say it's fine. We'll get Max Fried or Corbin Burns next year. And I don't see it.
That hurt my heart.
Why is that?
Talking good about Liverpool, that hurts my soul.
Yeah, but they treated Liverpool the exact same way. That group treated Liverpool the exact same way that they treated, because they did not buy. They bought some players. My brother-in-law Jared is a huge Liverpool fan. He loves Liverpool. Yes, it's no whatever your team is, the Dukes or whatever they are. They
was it James Madison?
But they never went and made that big splash. They went out and got like
Mo Salah's on a big splash.
They didn't get the final piece. And I'm not saying the Red Sox are in that final piece right now, but the Red Sox need to play where in the next 5 years is this farm system going to make us get over the hump and win another world championship? And ownership needs to say, what are the Red Sox doing? Are they going to play 162 games? Because that's cool, because we'll just keep putting butts in the seats.
Yeah, no other show is going to talk about Fenway Sports Group's portfolio quite like this one. So a couple other injuries to get to. Justin Verlander is going to be on the IL to begin the season. I think there were some expectations there. Hasn't had any setbacks. Brian McTaggart reporting from there this morning. He said needs more time in his build-up. Quote, he's doing well, but we're running out of days, and we'll be able to build him up to start the regular season. Who was that?
Just what AJ said.
José Quintana is sitting down with us.
Awesome.
You're going to get a great view of his.
Fun to let everyone know. Actually, the one thing I'll say before we get ready, and here we can bring it back to us for a sec, on Verlander specifically, is he has a clause in his contract. If he hits 140 innings this year, he gets a player option for next year. The Mets are on the hook for, I believe, $17.5 million on that player option. So if he doesn't put together a season like that, which is pretty rare for him, right? Once he's there, he's there. Obviously,
to not get 140.
Yeah, but if you're starting off the season late, it starts to at least make it close. And it's money. I know it's Steve Cohen money, but it's money. I mean, the Mets might save themselves a decent chunk of change if he ends up, not vesting with that player option. He also might have a dynamite year and not want the player option and go back in the market again and get a 2-year deal.
Sure it's 140 or is it 160?
I'm pretty sure it's 140, but I will double check for you right now. But anyway, that's why it's relevant. I've gotten texts from, because I'm from the area. I've gotten texts from some Mets fans being like, we're also watching Verlander's innings. It's 140. And I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, because we're still on the hook for those. So
is he at that age? Is he at that not age, because he's older than Kershaw, but at that Kershaw, like, hey, you know what? We want to make the World Series. We need Justin Verlander. Then we can, we can put a B-lock in there. We can bring up our prospects. We can mitigate these innings early in the season and give him 25 starts. The best 25 starts out of Verlander.
Is he at that point? You would think so, based on his age. Yeah, but
he's ageless.
He also probably doesn't want to go with that game plan, right?
I wouldn't. I have a hard time believing a guy that's that competitive would want to. but he's smart. Those pitchers know their bodies, especially vet pitchers know their bodies.
Okay. So we'll see. At least we'll start a little bit late. I think if he hit the IL officially on day one of the season, so you wouldn't be eligible until around, I think, the 11th of April. So maybe it's a mid-April return. Now remember, he started the season late last year too, and I think was a little rusty when he came back. And obviously, eventually, was moved on to the Astros and was a key contributor there. All right, let's get our next guest going here on FT Live. José Quintana joining us right now, and actually a pretty relevant question. Jose, hey, great to have you on. First of all, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? How you doing, guys?
We're good. And question for you, we were just talking about Verlander, and obviously at this point he knows his body. Do you feel like you're at that point as a pitcher where you're like, hey, I know my limits, I know my workload throughout a season?
At some point, yeah, I think, well, the way I'm going to say, if I know right now, at this time, I need a little more time to go out there to the field. So probably, year by year, you listen your body more, but yeah, take a little more time. And yeah, I saw the news. Hopefully, I played with him for a short time last year with Verlander, but hopefully he go back healthy.
Think about this, Kratz. I caught his debut, 2012.
Wow.
You caught his debut?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember they were like, we're calling up this kid, Quintana. He's in AAA. He's doing really well. We got him from the Yankees.
He's in AA.
Double A. And I'm like, who is this kid? He goes out there. I think your first start was in Cleveland. He just shoved against Cleveland. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I was a 26 man on the roster that day, doubleheader.
Yeah. I was like, oh, man. I'm like, Don Cooper, our pitching coach, like, what'd you think? I was like, I think I like this guy. He's pretty good. He throws it over the plate. He's left-handed. He's like
good evaluation, AJ.
He had the slowest. He had the slowest motion of all time, and then all of a sudden, whoo! I was like, "Oh, okay, we found one. Finally, we found one in the rough." But yeah, he was let go by the Yankees. We pick him up, and he was in the big leagues. And I mean, as a White Sox fan, thank you for Eloy and Cease and some other guys when you got traded to the Cubby Bears. But he had a good run in Chicago, and dude, 12 years later, he's still going.
Yeah, it was a long time in Chicago. I remember that. I remember my debut with A.J. behind the plane and said, well, whatever he called, bro, just keep it on the play.
He did awesome.
He made it easy for you. And
that's why. He had a bunch of strikeouts.
How many strikeouts?
He had a bunch of strikeouts.
Yeah, a couple strikeouts. And, yeah, it was awesome. It was a great experience. I remember my first hitter was Johnny Damon, and that was amazing. I really enjoyed my debut.
It's a very Orlando debut then.
I'll say. AJ, Johnny Damon, Cleveland? Johnny Damon in Cleveland?
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah.
I do, because high school teammates, you remember.
Yeah, you played together in high school. Well, since we're talking about our connections with Jose, do you know what my career statistics are off of you?
I don't know the numbers, exactly what was the numbers, but I got you. I know that.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
He dominated me. I was 1 for 10. I was 1 for 10. But I have to tell you, Jose, in 2018, you threw me a changeup. In Milwaukee, and I hit a homer off the car in right center field. My only hit. Do you know how I hit that? Because you would always just throw curveball, couldn't hit it. Cutter, fastball in, couldn't hit it. Up and in. I would just chase and swing. But you threw me a changeup. And you know why I knew the changeup was coming? Because Javi Baez was playing shortstop. And every time you would throw a changeup, he would move. So he moved right before the pitch, and I was like, oh,
that's coming.
Whack. So next time you see Javi, you tell him, you caused me to give up a home run to the worst hitter in Major League Baseball.
Oh, my God. I'm going to tell him, what are you doing?
Yep, he gave away the pitch.
Is this breaking news? Did you know about this?
No, I don't know that. I don't.
Did you know Javi was moving on you, giving away?
No. I was moving, but No, Javi was always, try to help me. Behind me, it was, great player, great defensive, and yeah, I was. I don't know that. I don't. Even I don't remember that homer, but good for you.
Gracias, Javi. Good for you.
Javi's probably going to respond like, cool, you gave up a homer to Kratz one time, and I saved your ass like 500 times on ground balls that nobody else would have gotten to.
Yep, fair.
Hey, what?
All
So,
right.
okay, so now you're a Met now. So did you like the Cubs or the White Sox better? You better have the right answer.
That's a hard one. Wow, was great. Both, I think, completely different. Both teams. I really enjoy the opportunity White Sox giving to me in Chicago to make the majors. And learn about baseball, how pitching. Learn all the league or division at that time. So yeah, a lot of credit for Don Cooper. So it was a really good teacher for me at that time. When they trained me to the Cubbies at the beginning, I don't like to play too many day games. It was my first concern. But yeah, after that it was a great time. A couple times we make the playoffs, and it was really good. I think that's my favorite city. Chicago was amazing.
Mm-hmm. I like that. And now with the Mets, do you feel like you might be able to lead this staff? I know Senga goes down, and we were talking about the lineup. I mean, we think the offense is going to have a pretty good year. What is your evaluation of the pitching staff and how you can maybe be at the top of a rotation that's kind of going through some changes right now compared to last year with Max and Verlander and all those guys?
Yeah, it was a completely different year. I think, a bunch of new face, and I think our rotation is really good. We have a deep rotation, couple great arms, when experienced. I think Severino, Hauser, and Manaea has experience we need around us. And we have McGill and a couple of those guys, David Pearson, coming late on the season. So, but yeah, I really trust in rotation. I think if we dominate our pitching staff, I think we're gonna be good on the year. So I don't worry about our hitters. We have really good lineup, and I think the presence of our rotation can be every single day gonna be really important for us to start the first 2 months in really good way. So let's see. I think the first thing gonna be healthy, and I'm really happy to be in this position this year.
All right, so we had Francisco Alvarez in here. I mean, who do you like throwing to more, me, because I'm sitting here, or Francisco, because you have to throw to him all year? And there's only one right answer to this also.
Hey, that's a really easy answer. I like to throw Alvi. I need that brain right now.
That is the right answer. That is the correct answer.
I need that stride. This kid is amazing, bro. Wow, he's unbelievable. Really impressed with his instincts. He read the game at that age. That's really impressive.
Yeah,
it was good.
I mean, he hit 25 homers too. Like when he walks up there and he's like,
yeah.
Para la
calle. Well, I remember my games. You give me a couple homers.
Yeah, see.
Give me some.
It's weird. You're a better catcher.
Some points.
Hey, you're a better catcher when you get points.
Yeah,
right?
When you hit homers. That's right.
You were like, man, he's a much better catcher when he hits homers.
Yeah, Don Cooper, our pitching coach, always say that. Hey, we pay attention when he hit. It's gonna be good. They're gonna call a really good game. If you know, you're gonna be by yourself.
Thanks, Coop.
Come on, AJ. Come on, AJ. That's not that. Cooper just threw you under the bus. Hey, Jose.
We ain't going there.
Puedes hacer 32 salidas.
Wait, you got to.
Can you make 32 starts this year?
I will for sure. I feel like 30. So. Let's go.
I love when he did that. He moved his right arm, by the way.
He
went like this with his right arm, his left arm.
His left arm.
This guy was like the most durable dude in the world forever. I mean, it was like every fifth day. Oh, Quintana, we got a chance. We got a chance.
Yeah, I feel great. I don't
¿Cuántos
know.
más?
I don't know. Let's see.
How many more
I'm
years?
really living the present. So I'm focusing this year and let's see. But it feels great. That's the first. I think the most important thing.
How old are you now?
35.
Gosh, dog, 35.
35. Yeah.
You got at least 3 or
You look
4
like you're
more.
25.
Seriously.
I told you. Oh, just kidding.
Hey, it's got at least a couple in there. Yeah, you got one more nice 2-year deal.
Yeah, let's do it. That's what I want. I want to keep going. As soon as I feels great, yeah, I want to win. I feel right now in the right spot, and we have a lot of good things to do this year in here.
Any new tricks you have this year? Any new pitches? Because every time we talk to a pitcher, they're like, "Oh, I'm
Well,
working on my sweeper. I'm working on
yeah.
a split finger knuckleball."
Well, I'm more no new pitches. I'm right now, getting sharp in the way I want to be. Working on my strength. And yeah, I follow now. I learn a lot how the hitters to look at me, what they want from me. So yeah, I'm gonna check the reports and let's see. But my approach never changed. So whatever the baseball on the new rules and whatever the baseball brings, I keep attacking the zone. Be ahead the most I can. I think the clock. That's one of my experience last year. I think the clock giving to us that great opportunity. To be ahead, no matter who is MVP on the box or whatever. They don't want to be behind the count. So I think that's a really good thing from the club.
Hey, Jose, fans want to know if the team can feel the difference of expectations from year to year. And when you're in spring training and you're hanging out with your teammates, can you feel the difference between last year when there are big names, it's by far the top payroll in the sport, and this year where most people that are trying to be experts and predict where the Mets are going to finish don't have them in the playoffs, and how that can kind of release some tension and maybe even cause this team to do more damage?
Maybe. I think we need to be this year. Like I said, it was completely different. But I think we need more focus on us, and all the rumors, all the whatever the media say, and we need to be prepared. As soon as you jump to the field, you need to be ready the most you can every single day. Last year, we have the big names, but I think we don't be healthy most of the year. That was the first team. We paid for that. It was a lot of injuries, and we never make the click. So sometimes or hitters be there or pitching staff. And sometimes was back and forward. So it was hard, but yeah, this is completely different year, and I believe a lot in what we have around us, and be prepared is gonna be the key.
¿Quién mejor colombiano in baseball? Who's the best? Who's the best Colombian in baseball?
Edgar Renteria.
Ahora. Now.
Ahora. Well, I don't know. You told me.
You? It's you by far. Any
yeah,
other Holman?
Can be me.
Any Holmans? Any young guys coming up?
Yeah, we have a couple guys. Well, they played in Billy before. I don't know if you remember Luis Patiño. Nabil Crisma is right now he's playing for the Dodgers. We have Guillermo Zúñiga with Angels. Big guy, throws 100. Good reliever. I think he can spend a lot of time in big leagues. More pitchers. Yeah, that's all we have.
I was going to say
Teheran. Yeah, Julio Teheran is with the Baltimore Orioles right now.
He pitched good last year.
He pitched really good last year. It was a short time, but he did well. And yeah, so let's see. We have a bunch of guys in minor league. I don't think they're close right now, but yeah, the baseball in Colombia right now is the people's paying attention more than us.
All right, so you obviously have a passport because you're here. I get to go to London this year with you guys. Are you excited? Have you ever been to London?
Excited. I've never been. So I'm gonna be excited. Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
You're gonna.
All right. Oh, you go with us?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Phillies Mets
AJ
in
will
London.
be there to call the game. Exactly.
That's right.
Nice.
So you got to get on the double decker. I'm assuming the Mets will hook you guys up with some like cool stuff to do, like
what is this?
Double decker bus ride, fish and chips. The good stuff to do in London, not the touristy stuff.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about London. So
You think your wife will go? You think your family will go?
Yeah, my wife will.
Oh, so just tell her, do not go to Harrods. Say,
Okay.
Do not go to Harrods. Whatever you do, I love you, but do not go to Harrods, because if she goes to Harrods, you're going to need another plane to get home, because it's like a huge shopping. So say, honey, I love you.
I love you, but don't go over there.
No Harrods. You're not allowed. It's awful in the Mets. Then no Harrods.
All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll never forget that.
Jose, good to see you. All right, and I'm glad we reunited you with your debut catcher there too. So good luck this season, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it, guys. Really enjoy our time right here. So appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, great having you on. Jose Quintana with us on FT Live. What a day. What a day for Mets camp going so far.
Julio Teheran and Jose Quintana, probably the two best pitchers from Colombia.
Got him.
Got them both.
Got him.
Appreciate you guys.
Those are some of my best memories, calling the WBC, which that year I thought was on fire. And you had Team Colombia with Quintana and Teheran as their 1-2. Yep. And they were going deep. They were like, screw it. I don't care that it's spring training.
They wanted to win.
Whatever the rules were, they were trying to take advantage where you were on a pitch count. And they were like, all right, so I'm pitching a contact because I don't want the next guy coming in. Respectfully, I'm better, so I'm going to try and go as deep into this game as possible.
I think that's who he was talking about. They had a closer that was really good, and they had a big upset. Did Colombia beat somebody?
That year,
it was a big upset.
It was wild.
Alfaro was behind a dish.
What was that, 2017, I believe?
Yeah, that was fun.
All right, let's get back to, unfortunately, more injury updates. We'll hit one or two more, and then we'll get to some win picks. So Sonny Gray has a mild hamstring strain. John Mozeliak was talking to reporters in Cardinals camp today. Originally, he was already named the opening day starter for St. Louis against the Dodgers, and now is likely to be on the injured list to start the season. There's a team for me that I still think could use a guy to convince me that they're going to be a playoff team. It's an older rotation, and it's a bad team from last year. I get it. I know there were issues and all of that, but do you suddenly go from whatever they had, 71-ish wins to 88 in a playoff team? Are they better than the Reds?
Their expected wins were 78.
So
they were unlucky for
I don't believe in that. If you watched our show last year, I don't believe in Pythagorean records at all. I do not believe in that for many reasons. We'll have plenty of time during the season to talk about it.
He believes in tight shirts.
Are they
Not
the
today.
shirt's actually not that tight.
It's kind of loose.
It's just kind of
Chilling
loose
today. It's cold
because he's just chilling. He doesn't feel like he needs to. He doesn't need to live up to your standard and have these tight shirts. And,
I'm just not in Florida. It's freaking cold and rainy up here. It's absolute garbage weather up here.
Dreary. It's very Florida in the summer.
Yeah, it is. It is sunny gray up here.
No, I think that team is not a playoff team without one of those guys stepping up. If you think Sonny Gray is going to anchor your rotation, be your one in the playoffs, I'm good with that. He can't do it all on his own, and the other guys are going to give you innings. The lineup is going to have to bang, just like we said last year. The lineup is going to have to bang. You're not looking at Cy Young contenders. If you add a Cy Young contender, if you add a Blake Snell in here, this makes a larger blip on their radar than other teams' radars.
Agreed. And Jordan Montgomery not likely coming back for any Cardinals fans that are hoping that there's a reunion.
They got
kind of was like, yo, you had your chance.
They got what they wanted out of him. I'm sure he would if they paid the money.
No, but apparently he wanted an extension offer, I think, in spring training of last year, and it didn't happen. And then he was kind of like,
I'll just keep making the 32 starts.
By the way, I know, it's crazy we're talking about this, but what you guys just said makes a lot of sense. Like, St. Louis won't do it, but, like, can you imagine Blake Snell? That would be a one-year deal kind of place, right? that would be the spot because he would move the needle for them, especially now with Sonny going down. I mean, he moves the needle big time, right? Ups their playoff chances. That's a spot. We talked about Boston, but like that is a spot. A St. Louis, a team like what about Arizona? A Diamondbacks? You go Fott, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen, Eduardo Rodriguez, and you put Blake Snell in there. I mean, that's pretty good 1 through 5.
Yeah, it'd be sick. I mean, that's a rotation that can win a World Series. Let's be real. On the Arizona 100%. Side, they felt like they were one starter short last year, and that's the big regret that Mike Hazen said that they didn't pick up Jordan Montgomery and give enough in a trade. I agree with you. I think Snell puts the Cardinals in a significantly better position because I do not have them as a playoff team, even before the Sonny Gray injury announcement. And again, we'll see. I mean, he might miss a start or two. But still, for me, I think it's going to be a struggle for them to make the postseason. So you miss a few Sonny Gray starts, maybe they fall a few games short. I mean, they're, in my mind, fringe for that division. And that division is probably getting one playoff team out of it right now, right? Probably one.
Probably one.
Yeah,
I don't unless the Brewers and the Reds both get hot and they can push it. But I see the West has improved. To me, I'm seeing a team out of the West, and the East has a shot. The East will have a team coming out of it. So there's not a lot up for grabs. But, man, the Reds. This might be an Alex Anthopoulos question when he comes on Friday. Why, if you're the Reds, a one-year deal, do you look at – if you're an organization, do you look at it and say, we have tons of prospects in our organization. It's okay if we miss 1 year on a draft pick because we signed player X to put us over the hump. To me, you talk about blipping the radar, the Reds, that would be a huge, huge uptick in their chances. But
question for you. Would one of those guys want to pitch in the Great American Small Park for half the year?
In a contract year?
Mm-mm.
That's
a good point.
Do you want to pitch 10, 12, 15 times in one of those parks, or would you rather pitch 10, 12, 15 times in St. Louis?
Here comes the Royals.
The Royals with cheese. I don't know.
Everybody wants to pitch there.
No kidding. But, but also you look at that division. I mean, Milwaukee's kind of a smaller place, right? Chicago, the wind's blowing out, right? Then you throw in Cincinnati. Pittsburgh's not exactly gigantic, but, St. Louis is probably the best of those 5. I mean, Pittsburgh to right, they're lefties, so it's a little bit different. But, St. Louis is probably the best place to pitch in that division.
It doesn't travel in the summer, that's for sure.
Pittsburgh's a pitcher's park, though.
Pittsburgh's a pitcher's park. Especially for lefty, they're going to face a ton of righties.
As a lefty, if you got a right-handed sinker baller guy, I remember as a lefty, you're like, all right, I'm going to try and just pull one and get one up in the air in that short porch.
Well, let's go over some predictions right now. So we have more interviews coming up soon, but while we have a moment, your Bet MGM win totals of the day, looking at some futures. And we planned this out already, and then the news happens. We got to fix that, though. The Boston's not at 790.
Dude, if Boston wins 795 games this year, it would be a record.
That would be by far a record.
I'm taking
195.
Taking the under.
Yeah, 79.5. Let's start there for Boston. Now it gets tough. 79.5. They going 80 plus dubs.
I'm going to say 75. I'm going under on that one. Especially with the Giolito news now. Under.
I think they're just distraught too. Like your superstars, like, what are we doing?
I'm gonna go. Even if you think, let's say you think, who here would say, man, I'm surprised that they finished 500? I wouldn't be surprised if they did it.
But that's
what's
ceiling.
But exactly. But what is the separator for every team if you're close? What are they gonna do at the trade deadline? 0 under.
Here's the way I look at always these. Is there more pass to them to finish under 79 wins or over 79 wins?
It's a good.
There's a lot more pass to them being under 79 this year, right? Because just the way. Hey, look, they went from 795 to 79.5 quickly.
Now it makes it tougher. Under.
The MGM guys are quick.
We're gonna work our way from bottom to top. Just why not? Texas 89.5. Over, under.
Under for me, like 87, 88, just because of the injuries they're dealing with at the start of the year. No Scherzer, no DeGrom, no Mahle. Who's going to be their 5 guys? I'm going under on that one.
I'll take an under. I'll take an under as well. Same thing. Pitching, I think they'll get stronger in the second half. Also, you have pitchers coming off of an October. Usually that causes a problem. So the only thing that tries to convince me the other way is the offense is awesome, and it's going to be even better. I got Wyatt Langford likely as my rookie of the year when we get to that, but still, I'll go slightly under. Good Division 2 at the top.
I'm going slightly over.
Okay.
45.
I can't go all under, so I got to go Texas over, and my last one I'm going the under.
Okay. We'll get back to it in a little bit, by the way. We'll finish that up when we get back because we're about to talk to Harrison Bader about a little center field action in New York.
Wait,
and
he knows how to play center field in New York.
I know that. He's joining one of the exclusive clubs.
To be able to play center field in New York on both sides.
Both sides. So we'll talk to him in just a sec as we continue here on FT with questions from the chat too. If you have any questions for Harrison Bader. And also, again, if you missed the show from earlier, Lindor, Alonso, Nimmo, Quintana,
There's dudes
Francisco
banging at the
Alvarez.
door. There's dudes banging at the door for the Mets like, why can't I come on FT? What's up with this?
We're tidy too.
Do they not like me?
You know what? I've been clear with some players that I saw last year about us being a digital show. Sure, you want to call it a podcast and you want to listen to it on wherever you get your pods, you can do that. But this is a digital show. And actually, the separator sometimes for some players is you're not talking to us for an hour. It's like TV, 10 minutes-ish, right?
5 for Bader. Let's do it.
5 for Bader. All right, let's do it. Harrison Bader joining us right now on FT Live.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Did you get Harrison Bader or did you get
the Bolt?
Yeah. What?
Dude, these things are these are pretty sweet. These things
are
they don't go orange and blue, but look at these things. These things are sweet.
I just realized I was wearing sunglasses, by the way.
That's fine. The future's so bright.
Here we go. Sorry.
You're good, dude. Great to have you on here for the first time. How's life on the Queen side of things? I know you're not up there yet, but now you're in the club.
No, it's great. I'm excited. I'm excited for the opportunity. I have some experience playing in New York, so I'm excited to run it back on another side of town and give this fan base, my version of my best foot forward going out there and winning. So let's go.
Well, you were hurt last year, right?
Yeah,
you obviously were hurt. So you had some things, I don't know if it's public or not, that what you had happen, but, you're coming back from injury and you were on the other side.
Yeah.
The first thing you did was grow a beard.
I did. Yeah. I've been trying to push the curls out, but this came faster. So, listen, I'm having fun with it. I saw some picture of the evolution of my hairstyles in this league. So had some curls. Now I got a beard. So I'm just having fun with it. And I'm enjoying everything about being a major leaguer on this side. So
how nice is it to be back in orange and blue?
It is. We had some really good years in orange and blue as a young kid. And now it's funny how the game goes full circle, I guess.
So when you signed here, we had Pete on earlier, and Pete said you were like his big brother when he got to Florida. So now is he your big brother, or do you still hold him down as the little brother?
Yeah, I think he's a little brother only because of age, but he's got me beat by size.
No doubt.
No doubt about it. I think like I've said, the first time I saw Pete take BP at McKeithen Stadium, I knew he was special and the type of talent that I wanted to latch onto and learn from, even though he was a year younger than I was. And obviously, we've seen what he's done at this level. So I'm excited to work with him. I know he's going to make me better. I know he makes guys around him better, and I'm just going to dive into him and have fun.
So he said he cried when he heard you were coming here.
Did he really?
So did you cry when you were like, I get to play with Pete again?
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. Without sounding corny, anytime you get to put a big league uniform on, it really is special.
Okay.
So I wasn't flowing with tears, but I definitely was emotional. I'm excited for the opportunity. I get to play the game I love ever since I was a kid. I'm still a little kid at heart when I go out there. I've been grinding on the backfield. Today's my first day in a big league uniform.
Go!
In Clover Park as a Met. So I'm excited. These moments are special. We remember all of them. So it's fun. I'm happy to be on the same field as Pete on the same side.
Harrison, how was the free agent process for you? Was it fun? Was it stressful? What other teams were involved in play for you as well?
How was the free agency process? Look at me. I'm a Met, baby.
That's what I'm saying. But I know, but were you nervous? Like, was there a time period when it seemed like, someone else was going to come through? Did they call first? Give me the play-by-play.
Like in The Godfather, Don Corleone always wanted to hear bad news first. I was the opposite. Only call me if there's good news. Taking care of my work. I was rehabbing. Only call me if there's good news. And I was fortunate enough to hear some good news at times when I got those phone calls. So it ended really well for me. I'm very fortunate. I'm looking forward to taking full advantage of it.
You're a New York guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm a New Yorker.
New York guy. So you played for the Yankees. Now you play for the Mets. You grew up a Yankee or Mets fan?
I was a Yankees fan.
Okay, so now, okay. Now, do you live?
What it is?
No, I know. Do you stay in
Say it with your chest.
Yeah, I'm a Yankees fan in my Mets jersey. But did you keep your same apartment because you just kind of went across?
No, listen, I've never gotten a chance to work in New York, so I'm taking advantage of moving around the city. Exploring different neighborhoods. Obviously, growing up there and going to school in the Bronx, you pop into the Upper East Side, stuff like that. But there's a lot of different neighborhoods with different cultures around New York City. I'm gonna have fun with it. So I'm gonna move around. I'm not keeping the same apartment now.
What's a good year for you? You already said Mets. I'm here. All that stuff with the team. What's a good year for you?
A good year for me, remaining healthy, first and foremost. Taking 500, 550, 600 bats, whatever it looks like, taking every single one of those at bats the way I know how I can be successful, focusing on what I can do to help the team win, playing small ball, stealing bases, running down fly balls, whatever it is. But essentially playing my game for 162 games. And whatever that looks like, I know I'll have a good year. So, obviously last year was challenging, but it wasn't a bad year by any means. I learned a lot. I'm very fortunate to be able to have gone through what I did and been surrounded by people who got me back to a position now where I'm very healthy. I feel great. I'm excited to go out there and play ball. So, it's all been great. And I'm just, again, like I've said, just looking forward to taking full advantage of that. So yeah.
Last one from me here. You went absolutely ham in the playoffs. I argue with people all the time. People are like, oh, this guy did this and he was playing out of his mind. Do you feel like that's the player that you are and you've always underachieved when you're not doing that? Or do you feel like it's possible to play better than you really are?
Yeah, listen, I think if you remain healthy first and foremost and you keep the proper mindset about your game, I think the sky's the limit at this level. It really is. Consistency is the most challenging thing in sports, but surrounded by the right guys, being healthy, and focusing on, what the opposition is trying to do to you, I think you can have success. And, again, I think if I just take care of those foundational pieces, I can certainly be effective. But I definitely look back, at my 7 seasons so far and say, I know I'm better than that. And this is just another opportunity to go out there and prove that, not only to myself, but to the people who see me come up in this game, people who cheer me on, who I'm so grateful for. And I just want to make myself and all them proud. So yeah, I think it's certainly in there, and I'm looking forward to maximizing that level of consistency as often as I can this year.
Now, before you go out there, last thing real quick. We have the picture of you with the bat on your shoulders. Dude, you're looking yoked in that picture.
We put in some good work.
I mean, that one right there, look at you.
We put in some good work this offseason. Like I said, I have a really good team behind me that got me back. Having that core surgery, I know a lot of guys have gone through it. It's no joke. But I'm obviously on the other side of that, thankfully, and it wasn't a one-man job. So I attribute all that hard work to the people surrounding me. And
damn, I mean, dang, bro.
But no, listen. At the end of the day, I want it. You know what I mean? I think there's no better example than showing up to spring training, looking good. I want it more than anything. So I could certainly take care of that aspect of it.
I'm fired up. Harrison, great to have you on, man, here for the first time. Good luck the rest of camp. Yeah, stay healthy, and we'll see you during the year. And, yeah, AJ, give him his freaking batting gloves back.
Dude, those things I'm stealing those. He's going to have to get another pair.
Thanks, dude. Good to see you. Good?
He's good.
All right, cool. Harrison Bader with us on FT Live. Yeah, I mean, for him, he's one of the top defensive center fielders in the game for a while now. I will say this, often that position comes with a ton of wear and tear, and it's tough to maintain when you're out there. Yeah.
It's real.
I mean this in a complimentary way. He's a wild man out there, you know?
I don't know that guys like that, Hunter Pence, Nimmo, can play at not a slower level, but like
you don't
less wild.
Yeah.
You don't want it. That's who they are. That's what makes them tick. That's what makes Bader expect himself to go back out on the free agency market after this 1-year deal, and crush it as a center fielder. Mm-hmm. Now he's going to have to play left this year, but
who? Bader?
Or is Bader playing center?
No,
Nimmo's playing
center,
left.
Dude. No, Bader's in center most of the time. We didn't get into it. We just didn't have time with Nimmo, but and you can already read the stories out there. We're trying to give you fresh content. At one point, Nimmo is on vacation in Italy, and he gets a call, I think from Stearns. I might butcher this a little bit, but I'll be close. I can't remember every article I read. I read so much. And he gets a call from Stearns. All I do is read. And he gets a call from Stearns or somebody with the Mets. They're like, dude, a little more corner outfield action this year. He's like, go on. He's like, Harrison Bader. I'm like, okay, I'm into it. Long-term contract. You know, you still get some center field action in there, but help the wear and tear for Brandon Nimmo to be the best that he can be.
Does he move
on a
back?
Daily basis?
Does he move back after this year?
Well, it depends. Maybe Bader signs an extension.
Yeah, well.
In a perfect world, he's healthy. He goes out. He crushes it. I mean, Bader in center and Nimmo in a corner makes you an even better defensive outfield.
Oh, for sure.
So we'll see how much of a difference that makes. And also keep in mind, this is not a heavy swing and miss staff.
They're going to be running a lot, is what you're saying?
They're going to need their dudes to pick it. So it helps when you've got your Lindor at short, your Bader in center, your Nimmo in the corner. It's going to make a difference.
Why didn't you say that when Jose was on?
That he's not a strikeout artist?
Why don't you say it to his face?
I would.
Or make AJ say it to his face.
I'm not worried. He's sitting next to his debut catcher.
Because that was the only guy he didn't touch. He's touched every one of our guests.
I touched him. You just didn't see.
Oh.
You know how catchers do pitchers.
Hug, dude.
You know how catchers do to pitchers, Kratz. We touch in ways that, we emotionally touch people.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, the Mets are going to have to play some real tight D to be, relevant. Basically, put it that way.
Dude, trust me. I know we go to these camps. I've been going to these camps now for a couple weeks now. And I said it yesterday in Nats camp. But they're actually talking to these guys. There's a belief that they're going to be a lot better than what people are thinking. And, I know every team believes they're going to be better, and I know every team thinks they can stay in it. But, I mean, there's a legitimate feeling when you talk to these guys that they can be better than what everyone's projecting and predicting. And, if Mendy is as good as people say he is, and if these guys can stay healthy, I obviously love their lineup. Senga gets back. I like their pitching a lot. I like the back end with Diaz back and Ottavino and some of the other guys. So, I think there's a shot.
Let's get back to win totals for a moment because we had to step aside for a sec for good reason.
Yeah, the exciting one was left.
We'll finish with ATL. Are the Atlanta Braves a 102 win team or more, or are they 101 or less? Your Bet MGM win totals. What do you got?
Under.
I
got under. And I'm only saying that because what pushes the scale for me is they're going to try to make sure everybody's healthy. Mm-hmm. I get it. Everybody played every game last year, 8 All-Stars, all that stuff is nothing against this team. I see them as a 98-win team. I see the Phillies as like a 94 to 95-win team. And I think if they were pushing for a record, if the record was 104 wins, I could see this team going,
yep,
we'll win 105. But what's the point? The point is to win the World Series.
I still got the over, just barely. I'll give them like 103. They're a powerhouse. Place your first Bet MGM Sportsbook wager through the app of at least $5. You'll get $150 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. That's when you place the bet with a new account and you receive $150 in bonus bets, regardless of the outcome of that wager. And you can sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app during the pre-registration period and get $200 in bonus bets on the first day that the BetMGM Sportsbook goes live in North Carolina using the bonus code FOUL for everything that I just said. Again, the bonus code FOUL, F-O-U-L. Gambling problem or concern, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, coming back our way for just a sec, and then we're going to go for one final interview out at Mets camp. We're going to dive deeper into the starting rotation. Another move they made was the addition of Sean Manaea. So we just talked to Harrison Bader, one of the big ads for them, really on the position player side, but I think of him on the run prevention side because of how much damage he can do in center field. But also, we will go to Sean Manaea in just a second, joining the club. And you know about the breaking news. We were going to cover this anyway, even if we didn't have him on today, because it's news around baseball. Just
he was on a list.
That he's got so much depth to his hair game.
He was on a list when we talked about it the other day. Like, B. Crawl's coming on, Brandon Crawford's coming on. I thought he was, a top 3 hair game right now in the big leagues.
Do you want to see it?
I know it is
nice. He looks great.
All the talk.
Sean, what's up, dude? I'm
looks
telling
completely
you,
different.
All the talk on a national scale right now. How's it going? Because you had a lot of flow. Do you feel 5 pounds lighter?
Yeah, definitely. I, taking a shower, pitching with it, everything just feels way more lighter, more aerodynamic. That's for sure. Why?
Best shape of your life.
When I cut it off, there's just literally like this much hair, and I didn't realize how much there was. But
why'd you cut it off?
I just thought it was time. I tend to do things just based on how I feel, and I wanted to grow it out and try it out. I've done it before, but I never took care of it, and this time I was like, all right, let's see how long I can do it, and I ran its course, and one day I just woke up and it's like, today's the day. So
do you go, like, is there a barber in the clubhouse that you went to? Did you go to like a salon?
No, there was a barber a couple days ago, and I just went to him, and he was more than happy to take the scissors to my hair. And
did he go like down the middle first so that you can't change your mind?
No, he literally just took it and went snip, snip. And after that, there's no turning back. So, here we are. Now I got this guy going on.
You look like Scott Braun. I don't know if you can see Scott's hair, but his hair is higher than yours, which is impressive.
Looks good.
I like the look.
Short hair is in right now.
Yeah, I'm biased, obviously, Sean, but I like the look. It looks great, dude. When you look in the mirror, did you forget how you looked this way? Because it had been how long?
It's been 4 years. Pandemic, I bicked my head. I wanted to. I've done that before, but bicked my head and told myself that I was gonna, do it up, like do everything as best as I could. So wash, condition, comb it every other day, all this stuff, and I stuck to it for 4 years, and crazy.
How long is gonna be too long to talk about your hair? We talk about saying Happy New Year. Like, if you haven't seen anybody, I haven't seen you for a few years. Since 2015 with the Royals in camp, when you were just a freshie, but
just a pup
that was throwing like it felt like you were just putting the ball in my mitt. Like, that's how close you were when you would throw. But anyway, that's a whole nother extension talk that we'll get to later. How long is too long? Like, are you going to tell the New York papers and everything, like, all right, guys, it's been 3 days since I got a haircut. It's been 3 weeks since I got a haircut. Like, stop. Or are you good with it the whole year?
No, I definitely think it's already died down. I got reintroduced today in a team meeting, so that was kind of funny. But nobody came up to me today, and after yesterday, I took a long look in the mirror and said my final goodbyes or whatever, and now we're on to the next chapter.
Here's what Kratz really wanted to know. Did you save any of that so he can put it on his bald ass?
I would do it.
I did not save any. I left it all in the barbershop, kissed it goodbye, and then.
All right. That's fine. Did you save anything for this season? Because your velocity last year started going up. Now, because we both, AJ and I both have kids. They're both, you're getting into the season right now, and so many people are like trying to increase their velocity. And it's a season. Like, I'm going to try to just maintain. You did something that very few people do. Your uptick in velocity. Is this something that's going to stick around?
I hope so. Put a lot of work in the off season. to make sure things are at least trending in, if not up, then to where we were last year. And all the stuff that we did 2 off seasons ago, I thought we did a really good job. So as long as I can maintain that, that's great. And if we trending upwards, then even better.
What do you do? How do you do that? Because I think that's one of the hardest things, the biggest questions I get around pitchers is, how can I increase velocity? So how did you do it?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is I went to Driveline.
Not everyone can afford to go to Driveline.
That's true.
So, but what did you do? Maybe what did you do at Driveline?
I mean, really, we just threw weighted balls against the wall. I pretty much, that was the only thing that I had done differently. I've done that before in the past, but I have also never had any kind of routine or anything like that. So having that routine, doing it for a full off season, I think was really, the thing that separated, last off season compared to years before.
Okay. And then, we always ask this when we have pitchers on, do you have a new pitch? Because every pitcher, I saw Ottavino in there with your pitching coach, and they had the ball and they were working on how to hold it. He's like, if you put more pressure here, so do you have a new pitch? I
mean, I wouldn't say a new pitch. It's kind of, it's the same pitch that I've thrown before, but I'm going to say no. I have four pitches, but nothing's new. It's not
Did you change your grip? Did you change, do they have you on the machine and you're all right, if I can get it from 90 degrees to 88.7 degrees, then it's going to.
Yeah, it's pretty much like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's kind of crazy. But yeah, I would say having two, it's a slider, but two different shapes. So one's slower and bigger, the other one's faster and harder, and being able to utilize both those things.
Wouldn't that be a slider and a cutter?
Yeah, that's what I call it.
So you're not a sweeper and a slider guy?
No, I would say sweeper, cutter.
Okay, because yesterday we had Josiah Gray on, and he said he's working on a slider and a sweeper.
Yeah.
And he's like, I threw my bullpen, I had the track man behind me, and I was working on how to make him one go horizontal, one go vertical.
Yep.
So you're just a slower slider and then a harder. They have different shapes, so is one more?
Yeah. So my cutter is probably, today was 10 vert on the 0 line for horizontal. And then the sweeper was 6 to 8 vert and 15, 16 horizontal. So if that means anything.
That's inches though, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. Because my 2C moves 15 to 20 or something like that. So having that separation with everything definitely plays a big role.
But you're saying you had a 30-inch separation between your sinker and your slider?
Sure.
He's yep, no big deal.
That's elite.
And that's
that's
yeah.
Elite.
On TrackMan, that's what it says. So it's pretty cool.
I've never seen TrackMan that up close, but does it gives you release point?
Yeah,
so you can look at, because at my kids' school we have Yacker Tech, which is kind of the same thing.
Okay.
But it shows you where you release it from, right? Your distance, and it'll cluster your pitches. It'll say your fastballs are here, and let's say the high school kid, they're obviously not as adept at it, but say their fastballs are here and then their slider is over here.
Yep.
But there's clusters, so it does all that for you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it pretty much one thing that I worked on a lot this offseason, my changeup, and I was having a hard time climbing on my changeup. So I would usually it's the opposite problem where guys would want to lower their arm slot to get more depth on their changeup, but I'm already from a low slot. So for me, I was climbing on my changeup to get more depth on it. And so there was two different release heights for pitches. So over the course of a season, big league hitters are oh, that's pretty easy to pick up. So
no, it's not.
No, it's well, results would beg to differ, but we pretty much got that dialed in. So everything's pretty much from the same release height. Extension might be a couple inches different, but as long as they're a couple inches apart, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So.
AJ, you asked for what pitch? What's his new pitch? I got a new pitch for you. How about the first one of the game? You excited not to be the bulk guy anymore and actually getting starts?
That's very exciting for me. I did that for
pretty much my whole career until a couple of years ago, and yeah, very excited to start again. I got to ask because he was a good starter. He was an effective starter, throwing no hitter in the major leagues, right? Like, what was it like being in San Francisco? And they're like, oh, you might pitch the third inning, you might pitch the second inning, you might come in the fifth inning, instead of knowing every fifth day, like, I'm getting this ball and this is my game. Different challenges, which, I took the mindset of wanting that and liking it, and I definitely think it made me better for that. So as challenging and difficult as that was, it was also something I think that was much needed. So definitely grateful for that.
Hey, Sean, why the Mets? Take me through the free agent process of what happened. Anyone else get close with you on phone calls?
There was a couple teams, but ultimately the Mets really wanted me, and after talking with my fiance, and because she's a California girl, and all of her family's out there, we it was like a big decision to do that, move away, all the way across the country. So after talking with her, and we're both excited for it, and ultimately it was a great fit, and since I've been here, it's been amazing so far.
A's? You didn't want to go back to the A's?
There's a lot going on over there, so I'm happy to be with the Mets right now.
You mean you didn't want to play in Las Vegas, maybe Sacramento, maybe Nashville, maybe Salt Lake, maybe Oakland, maybe Hawaii, maybe? I don't know where they're going to play.
Yeah, I don't know either.
That'd be nice.
Hawaii would be sick, but that'd be a lot of traveling.
Yeah, for sure.
But are you in that group chat with all the guys from the A's?
No, I don't know. I haven't. I talk to them every once in a while, but I haven't said we're in a group chat.
Okay.
Think
like
about the
Batman
team
or any of those guys.
Think about the team they had, Scott, back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Olsen,
run
Chapman, John.
They're all still around.
Yeah, Bassett, right? Bassett was out there.
Frankie, Bass. Yeah, it was. 18, 19, 20 were really fun years. That's for sure.
Yeah,
18 was crazy. That was probably the most fun year there, just because nobody thought we could do anything, and then we just ended up winning. 97 games, I think. So it's crazy.
Dang.
Very talented team. Well, Sean, good to see you, dude. Best shape of your life, just naturally, because the hair, and we make fun of the phrase. Thanks for the time, man. Good luck this season, all right?
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate you. Sean Manaea with us on FT Live, and we're back here in beautiful Northeast in Pennsylvania, where the weather is just gorgeous outside. But no, good stuff, and I want to give a thanks to the New York Mets for
big
treating us well down there, giving the good setup. The setup was nice too. You get some Mets logos in there. Hey, if you're outside, you're outside. That's cool. We've done some of that. But if you're going to be inside, dress it up a little bit.
Which do you like better, the outside or the inside? Because personally,
for me to look at or for me to be at?
Everything, no, to look at, to make the show. To me, I loved the Phillies outside. You had people walking around in the background because that's what spring is. Fans walking around, players walking, click, clack on the sidewalk. But you also had the cage. You had to whack, whack. So I really liked that. Nothing against what the Mets did. I'm just saying I really liked the setup right next to the cage.
Pros and cons, especially as I do a lot behind the scenes these days, and I know what the rest of the behind the scenes crew goes through. The surroundings can get the best of you on a feed when we're basically trying to do TV quality on digital.
That's fair.
So, and I feel like that crew's doing a great job with it. So shout out to everyone that did that out there. And let's do slap hands when we can to kind of wrap things up. And then we'll give you more of a preview of what else to expect this week and maybe even next week too. I can mix in a couple of the teams that we have scheduled right now for spring training. So time to slap. All right, Kratz hats, what do you got today?
Well, it's spring training. Might as well mix in your Dunedin Blue Jays hat. If you can't catch a ball, catch a buzz. That's what the guy at the spring training at the spring training site always is chanting, and you can hear it everywhere. Just so loud. The guy's like 6'8", and he carries around he pushes around the booze cart.
That's a good line. It probably works on AJ.
What line?
The guy, the beer vendor at Dunedin. I don't know. Did you ever play at Dunedin? That's an away game for you, so you did. Okay.
Listen, I played in the Florida State League in 1997. Okay.
No, I mean, it's spring big league camp. Big league camp. Did you ever go there?
Yeah. When I was at the Red Sox, I went there because I told you I went on all the road trips so I could go home.
That's right. Okay. Well, the guy would always he'd walk around and he'd go, and it's a small park. Now they've made renovations, but he would always walk around and he goes, "If you can't catch a ball, catch a buzz." And he's
I like that line. I'm gonna use that one.
I figured you'd like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to use that one next time I have one too many. I'll be like, "Well, I can't catch a ball anymore, so I'm gonna catch a buzz."
There you go. That's good. I like that usage.
I've been drinking my whole life because I can't catch a ball either. The hat for me, I'll give it a B. I mean, anything with that Blue Jay style for me is nostalgic too. That was one of my favorite looks growing up, so I'll give it a B. I mean, I don't love the logo compared to just the classic Blue Jay logo, but it's
what is it? Can I see it?
Yeah,
they did what they could.
Oh yeah. It's similar to the Blue Jay one.
Yeah.
That's the Roy Halladay. That's the Roy Halladay era of Blue Jay baseball.
That's who I think of. If it's the black hat, I think of Vernon Wells. If it's the gray one, I think Roy Halladay.
And lastly,
I like it.
We can give you a little update on the schedule. So tomorrow, normal show. We won't be at a camp. Brandon Crawford's going to join us pretty early on in tomorrow's show. And
with hair.
With hair. He had some interesting comments about leaving San Francisco, his new experience with St. Louis. So we're excited to get into it there. And then, AJ, you're touring again on Thursday, aren't you?
Thursday I will be in Jupiter with the Cardinals. So we can ask Sonny Gray and why they are not signing Blake Snell.
And Brandon Crawford.
And Brandon Crawford. He could have just waited a day and came on.
No.
Is he going to come on back-to-back days?
No, not invited on Thursday. I love him, but he's not invited. There's so many other Cardinals
We need to get AJ some gray pants, some gray FT pants. He has never spent this much time on the road.
For real. Oh, by the way, and I just got to say this before we go, there is a big birthday today in the world of baseball. Maybe not big to you guys, but there's some guy named Paul Konerko whose birthday it is today. So I have to wish the captain happy
birthday, King.
Happy birthday, Paul. Bailey Ober and Alex Anthopoulos on Friday. We're working on Joey Votto too. We've been communicating back and forth, so look forward to that. Next week camps include Astros camp and I think Marlins camp too, right? Yeah. Next
Marlins
week.
camp no Marlins. Astros on Monday and then no Marlins.
So when are you going out to Arizona, AJ? Soon? Cool.
We're still working on that too. Bye, everybody.
If I'm not in Arizona, if we don't go to Arizona, I'm off Tuesday through Friday. I'm going to San Diego I'm going Seal Basin, so excuse me. I'm out of the Seal
west
Basin.
regardless. We'll let you know if that comes through too. We're working on Arizona, but we can't be everywhere. But more FT from camps. Thanks again to the Mets. And
dude,
we'll see
by the way, before we go, I get one more thing. I got to say this. The Mets, I know we're not allowed to say the F word about the Mets. They were unfucking believable today. The PR staff, they just pulled off. That was, it was like every 2 minutes a door would open. And here came Bader, here come Lindor, here come Pete, here come everybody.
Yeah.
Jose Quintana. Manaea. That was the way you do it. The Nats were great yesterday. Listen, it has been amazing. These PR staffs, they deserve a lot of credit. So thank you.
Pro performance. You're right.
Yep.
LFGMPR. Yes. See you Wednesday.